Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to the 2REAL4FEELS podcast, where we do not give a fuck about your feelings. And I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped. First off, you guys, just so you know, I'm here to kill time for Persona 3. And if that's how the host actually feels about the podcast, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. It's gonna be a dope ass podcast. I have two amazing guests for y'all. So first off, I want to invite a guest that we have not had on yet, but I have been excited to find that perfect podcast to fit my man in. So please welcome Strictly Gaming, aka
Yo.
yo. I don't know if you want me to call you David or what
And
do you
you could
prefer?
call me shit. You could do that. I ain't know what to put. I just said fuck it.
You
Yeah,
good,
you can
bro?
call me strictly same. You already know. Ain't nothing changed.
All right, man. No, it's good to have you. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself and tell people about you a little bit, but
Oh yeah, I already know, man. In the gaming community, man, strictly gaming. Big PlayStation fan. I play on PC mostly now, but still a huge PlayStation fan. Mainly right now, man, I do astrology, cybersecurity, and also tarot, man. So I do a bunch of stuff on the side into a bunch of shit, man. But yeah, you already know, man. Find me on Twitter at STLC2Y03. Other than that, man, shit, you already know. Let's get it popping.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Appreciate you pulling up, man. It's gonna be a fun podcast. And we got my homie returning. This is like what the third time, man. We got my boy Leon, aka Words of Paradise. How you doing today, sir?
Bro, I'm living the dream. David, nice to meet you. Yeah, you guys know what it is. It's Leon.
Nice
I'm
to
here.
meet
I'm
you.
going to talk some mad trash when it comes to gaming, the WWE. It's going to be awesome because you know that when it comes to politics, I got the best takes, movies, best takes, gaming, most controversial takes. So, I'm stoked to be here.
Well, you totally got your priorities straight, clearly. No, I appreciate you
I'll tell you all
pulling
about
up,
how
man.
Resident Evil 4 Remake sucks, about what conditioners you should use for your hair. That's what it is.
Okay, well, I think the chat could appreciate, your takes on hair conditioners. I don't know so much about RE4 because motherfuckers stand that shit hard, but no, appreciate you pulling up. And we got the homie TJ making his big return. Appreciate you being here as always. How you been, dog?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
And we chilling, bro. And we got last and certainly least, we got my boy Oz. What's good with you, fam?
That's right. You save the best for last, baby.
Oh my god,
Best
I
for
don't know about all
last.
that, homie, but
Best for last.
oh man,
I got my coffee. I'm good. Cheers.
oh, yes, sir. I had to wake up because sleep, man. Sleep is a difficult thing when you work midnight to 8. When you work that true graveyard shift. So I had to sleep 5 hours and wake up, be like, yeah, this ain't gonna work without coffee. So I already been through my big ass cup of coffee, but real quick, guys. First off, let me just run off the channel members because I do appreciate y'all for believing in an asshole like me. And then I have to actually fix this StreamYard because it's not showing the chat. Leon, when that happens, do you just usually leave out and then refresh and then come back in or something?
I won't lie, this has never happened before. I've never seen this happen. So I can't try to come out and come back in a moment ago, and it didn't work. I typed in test in the comment box, and it says this comment has failed to post to Cult Classic Cage's chat. So yeah, absolutely nothing's working on my end chat wise either.
Yo.
Yeah, I don't see
Okay,
that.
well, we just gonna run it as is. I guess it's just me. It's just me.
No, we
I,
good.
I fucked it up, but hey, man, we gonna make it work for what it is. But shout out to the channel members. Got Our Carry, Alex vs. Evil, John Shepard, Admiral T, Kirgit Chennai, Adriano Italiano, Retro Mania, Fake Pear Bear, Tattoo Sama, Nola Boy 504, Panther 111, Severin Evans, Astro Cyborg, Cannoli Sasquatch, Andy Hart, Osseous 07, Spectre, hashtag 799, Drury M420, Pigeon Salad, Gray Early, Black Cobra, Lord Metroid, Glizzard, Rome, Bruce Banner, Disney Sheepherder, NY Yanks, Mad Hatter 1776, Blaze 4K, Nova Kane, Xavier Oviedo, Old Lazy Titan, Eastern Conference Gaming, I'm Man Richard Swaglord, MIDI, Dante Erics, I'm Cold, Hold Me, Frostfang 7,
I'm cold.
Loud.
Hold me. It's funny.
Yeah, that's my boy. Shout out
That's funny
to
as
the
hell.
homie. Lao Shimazaki, Shushan, Zebris, Kenneth Williams, Tokyo TZTV. The CIA is a channel member too. I'm slightly concerned.
You
Anarch.
should be.
Fuck the CIA. Fuck the CIA.
Yeah, fuck the FBI, fuck the CIA, fuck the IRS.
Down with the Fed.
Jeffrey Gaming, Lou Flame, Hunty, Chicks, God Emperor, Sofa King, my boy Where's Up Paradise, Nuno Gaspar, Light Shadow Onyx, The Sly Crow, Lee, Fuck Norris, Demolisher 44, Silent Joker, Philip Morgan,
Goddamn, how many people in here?
Legendary Yobi.
Goddamn.
Man,
Yeah,
look,
Cassie's
this
on
is
her own cult. Like she's literally cult classic
But-
Cage at this
but
point.
wait,
You got people
there's
to
more.
die for you, bitch.
Well, now.
this is what we call loyalty, okay? This is true loyalty. Philip Morgan, Legendary Yobi,
With your sister's ass.
Good Old One Bay, Dragoon Knight, FTW, KRG, and Brandon, the anime guy. Appreciate y'all for believing in an asshole like me. So on our end, on StreamYards, yeah, the chat won't pop up, but I obviously look, man. I have more than one monitor, because I'm cool like that. But yeah, if I don't bring up your comment on the screen, you already know is unfortunately I fucked up somewhere somehow. But
Just know we're watching. Always
yes,
watching.
we're always watching. But
We'll put the
before
pants
we
on.
get into the topics, I always like to ask the panel and the chat, guys, what y'all been playing, what y'all been watching, what has piqued your interest as of late. Strictly, what you been playing, what you been watching, bro?
Man, I've been playing Returnal a little bit, man. I haven't really been playing too much as much as I want. I've just been super busy. But I plan on hopping on Cyberpunk, and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna finish the Spec Ops joint on Steam.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
But what I've been
goodie,
watching, a bunch of UFO shit on YouTube.
My man.
Yo,
My man.
Yeah. Dang, okay. And that's crazy because Leon just randomly went live like what was it, like last week, talking about aliens?
Last Tuesday or something, yeah.
Yeah, this shit had me fucked up. Like, bro, you have to
It
understand.
was like 3 a.m., dude, because we were on another dude's stream. He's like, all right, it's getting late. We got to wrap up. And I was like, well, if anyone wants to continue this, we'll just pick up on my channel. We had like, it's like 3 a.m. and all. It's one of the biggest streams I've ever done. Like, why the fuck are all you people awake? Like,
You have to understand, we're talking about aliens when I'm alone and by myself in an entire warehouse outside setting. I'm in my little trailer by myself, and I have no knife, I have no firearm. We're just there talking about aliens. Like I felt like my trailer was gonna get abducted.
sit him with a chair.
Hey, they not gonna hurt you anyway, man. They be chilling. Honestly, the op is the alphabet government. The alphabet organization.
The alphabet mafia. Yeah, we already know about them.
You know what I'm saying?
But you ain't kidding, bro.
dude, it's so
But-
funny you say the Alphabet Mafia because on that same stream, I dropped the F slur twice, not even thinking about it. Like, I'm so glad it was like 4 a.m.
Yeah, no
Straight
fucks
ghosting
with
this
you,
shit.
bro. Hell yeah. What you been playing? What you been watching, Leon?
Well, man, when it comes to playing, I've been so obsessed with watching stuff lately. I haven't done a lot of gaming. Like, thankfully, Persona 3 is coming out. I'm stoked for that. But other than that, Duke Nukem 3D. I've been going hard on some old school. I've been playing Duke Nukem 3D.
Over the king, baby.
Oh yeah, Hail to the King. And I've been watching a lot of anime. Delicious in Dungeon, Sasuke and Peep, Snap Boss Away, like Metallic Rouge. This season is such a good season for anime, for modern anime, that I'm like, all right, time to get back into it. And then similar to David with the UFO stuff, I've been watching a lot of Slapped Ham. I've been I go to bed every night like, oh, real ghost caught on camera. Let's see if it's real or what. So
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to leave to see if I could fix this, but nope. But yo, Oz, what you been playing? What you been watching? What's piqued your interest?
Call on UFOs to do some shit and fix it.
Word. The aliens could do anything, man. Shit.
No, fuck. Yeah. Apparently they can do
eloquent
it
as
too.
always.
Man, put together a sentence.
Apparently they
Start it
can-
again.
Different type of aliens.
The fuck?
I've
Anyway,
I watched the first season of Master of the Universe. I did not like it. If you're curious about the second season, absolutely watch it. It's fantastic.
what is this, season
it-
two
the
The first
technically?
season of what? You need to enunciate. Like,
I had done
Said
I'm
Masters
trying.
of the Universe.
All right, I want Masters of the Universe. Okay, the first season was dog shit. Okay, but they've made up for their mistakes. In the second season, it's fantastic.
Damn, that's pretty wild.
It's really good. Like it's like 360. Holy shit, this is fucking amazing good.
Yeah,
180.
because yeah,
180,
360 would mean they'd end up in the
180,
same spot
360
again.
180, 360, like Macho Man.
But that is wild because Masters
it's really
of the
good.
Universe, that first season was like completely just shat on by a long time.
He made a lot of YouTubers blow up though. Like,
it did. But this one, that's why you haven't really heard that much about it because it's actually fucking good and it doesn't suck ass.
Yo, that is crazy when you think about it, right? Like when something is bad, like you will hear about it. When something is good,
no,
not a fucking peep.
I'm telling you, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for season 3 if there's going to be a season 3 because there's a few things that got me really fucking excited. Like there's some like nostalgic things in it, like from the movie, from the old cartoon, from the fucking Cartoon Network cartoon. There's some stuff in that's in there.
Oh, the 03 Masters of the Universe. That was actually a good reboot.
So you know how He-Man's like sort of like opened up, kind of. They do it in a certain style. Like it kind of pays tribute to that. There's a really sick fucking fighting scene with Hordak and Skeletor. There's a really sick fucking scene in it with He-Man and Skeletor to fight, and there's a really cool badass cliffhanger at the end, which I'm really excited for. I've been dabbling. I've been playing Palworld with a friend. I'm actually starting to. It's okay. I'm not like super over like.
Wait, how have you been playing Palworld?
For like 2 days.
No. How have you? Did you buy it or did you play it on Game Pass?
Game Pass, absolutely.
That's why
I love how you tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not fucking buying that game.
Buying games? Oz? Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit!
Fuck that.
That was cute.
That's
anyway,
but
going insane, bro.
But it's growing on me. It's growing on me. It's not bad. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I hear you. No, that's cool. I'm glad that you're enjoying Masters Universe because I know you was definitely big mad when the first season
dude,
dropped.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Palworld created another war on Twitter as if we needed another one.
You ain't kidding, bro.
That's right.
And the right, give Palworld the right to exist. Damn it, it deserves it.
It's free Game Freak. Like I'm gonna start putting that in my bio. # free Game Freak.
As soon as I went to Blaze Discord, man, I heard just all of this shit going back and forth for Palworld. I'm not playing that stupid ass fucking knockoff Pokemon game. Who plays shit like that?
It's actually
we enjoying it. Blah blah blah.
Like
it's actually very good. If the fact that I could sell something in the black market and get away with it, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Listen, I am the Pokemon tyrant. I am going to kill and enslave all of them and sell them and eat them.
And Giovanni over here, like
I am.
Jeez. Okay. Yo, TJ, what you been playing? What you been watching? What has piqued your interest as of late, good sir?
I'm still playing Prince of Persia.
Okay.
Nice.
And the reason why I haven't finished it is because I've been using the Steam Deck and I've been running. Need for Speed Most Wanted has a hold on me that just doesn't. Once I start playing that game, I just can't stop. So I've been playing that. So that's really been taking up a lot of my time. When I do have free time to game. You know, I didn't hit the gym today. It's a rest day, but yeah, I've been playing that. So Prince of Persia, I'm close to the end of it though. So Need for Speed Most Wanted, I've been playing. I've actually because of Humble Bundle, I tried out the Marvel Midnight Suns. I've heard mixed things about that. I see why, considering it's like a turn-based card game, but it's not bad. Like if you like turn-based RPGs, it's not too far off from what you're used to. So I thought it was cool. I mean, I think it's cool so far. The story seems interesting. They got Michael Jai White voicing Blaze, so I appreciate that.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. That is cool. Casting. Holy shit.
But yeah, so it's been an interesting game so far. I'm trying to see where the story is going, but the gameplay's not bad. And in terms of what I'm watching, I'm not watching much of anything. Just sports.
Can they give Michael Jai White another chance to Spawn though? Like,
I think with the rumor that keeps coming up every time they bring up this Spawn reboot that Todd McFarlane he wants to, like, Jamie Foxx's name keeps coming up, and Jamie's old, so I don't really want to see that happen.
And after that whole situation with him almost dying, is he?
Oh, to be fair, the fact that he almost died is the perfect reason to play Spawn. I mean, he's already in character. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, it's a weird spot in terms of who to choose because there's only so many black men that you can choose in terms of actors that can play that role and look the part and do the part well. So it's weird, but I mean, Michael Jai White is well in his 50s, so.
But I mean, so Jamie
2024,
Foxx ain't far from it either. If I'm not mistaken,
Jamie's old. That's my point. Jamie's also in his 50s, so that's why like they need to just don't give Michael B. Jordan, please. Just don't do that.
Oh my god, please no.
Anybody but him, and we'll be straight.
Yeah, like there's so many other like prominent black actors that.
You know what I wouldn't mind seeing now that I think about it? Is it is his name John Washington? What's Denzel's son?
Oh
yeah.
I wouldn't mind him being
John David Washington. I'm not big on him. I think his acting is mid, man.
I mean, he doesn't need to like have put on an Oscar-winning performance. He just needs to be serviceable for a Spawn movie and do some action scenes. If he could do that, I'm fine.
I mean, he's Denzel's son. I don't, it is what it is, bro. Fortunately and unfortunately, you just happen to be the son of one of the best actors of our time. So I think naturally everyone's just looked at homie like, yeah, you're not gonna live up to your pops, but do your thing, man.
He's still better than Jaden Smith. Like, we got to give him credit there. Like, we had to pick Jaden Smith or John Washington. Like,
Look, I think he's a good actor. I just don't think he's gotten like the best. The roles that put him on like the real big screen, it haven't been good. Like they've either been too long, like the movies he be in be too long. Like I personally loved him in Ballers, in the show Ballers. Like he played a really good character in that, and I felt like that, that showed his acting skills a little bit more. At least towards to what I like. I mean, the movies was cool, but they were so long. I was like falling asleep, and I'm like, too long.
No, I feel you.
What about Ice Cube's son? Ice Cube's son, he's a good actor.
Oh yeah, O'Shea.
I remember his name.
O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, O'Shea. Yeah.
Now look at Will Smith's son. That's what they'll get. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Anyway, is it technically his son? Does he identify as a he? Or are we gonna get canceled on
his son? Are we sure Jada didn't fuck someone else? Like,
so he could be a Spawn.
And who knows how far back these entanglements go? She was all up with Tupac for a while. Imagine Will was raising Tupac's kid and didn't even know it.
Damn. Anyway, I've been playing shit.
Tupac and bring him back.
Y'all already know I'll be playing my Fortnite, and I'll be playing. Now I'm playing Palworld. Now Palworld and Fortnite are fighting for my time. And then when I was at work, yesterday I was playing this game called Dark Light. And it's a little small Metroidvania game, but I really like the visual style of it. It has like this, it has a weird way of mixing like vibrant colors and looking dark. Like the areas look dark, but it's.
I saw you on Steam playing that. I considered buying it. I'm into those type of games too.
Yeah, I love the vibe. I mean, the gameplay is pretty solid too. At least from what I played thus far. I only put like a very short amount of time into it. I had just started playing it, but so far I'm digging it for what it is, and it's pretty cool. So I'm definitely interested in doing that. I'm really hyped to play Persona 3 tonight. So that's definitely.
I'm considering. Wait, that comes out when?
Tonight, midnight, baby.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's guys. If you thought you was gonna be on top of your games this year, yeah, good luck with that. It's fucking over, bro.
It's like 2023 part 2. That's really what it is.
We're getting blasted with fucking RPG games. It's over. Your backlog has already begun for this year.
Me, I'm bored because I hate RPGs. I'm not playing any of them.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, but the rest of the panel has taste, Ozzknot. So.
I thought you were into Persona, Ozzknot. What happened with that?
I'm just not in the mood for an RPG right now.
Yeah, sure. Anyway,
You in the
yo,
mood for anything that's a Xbox Game Pass game? What are you talking about?
oh shit, and Persona 3 does happen to
That is true.
be a Game Pass game, day and date,
Right.
It
baby.
is.
We got Jacob here who's been watching Futurama. That's what's up. Guys, damn, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why this is like this. Unfortunately, yo, Cannoli Sasquatch, what's good with you, Miss Cannoli Sasquatch? Yo, oh no, Alex Streams, I watched your video. That shit was fire, bro. That shit was funny as hell. Him, he did. But good to see you. Reaper, what's up? He said he been playing Skyrim. Man, motherfuckers don't stop playing Skyrim, man. I wish I understood, but I don't. But
Facts.
y'all do you.
It feel like I've been hearing that game since I've been on Twitter, bro.
I've been hearing that game since the day I was born. I feel like
It's
this shit is wild. It's crazy because it's like I'm an Elder Scrolls Oblivion super fan. Like that was my obsession for 3 straight years. And now I don't really talk, even though I say I don't talk about it. Any chance I have the opportunity to bring it up, I do. But I just never vibed with Skyrim like I did Oblivion. To me, it's just 2 different games entirely, and one I adore and one I just can't get into, even though I've bought it 5 times in attempts to do.
When you were born, there must have been someone in there playing Skyrim, bro.
She got me sick. Oh my gosh. Neozoic is talking about Godzilla. Yo, have you guys seen particularly strictly, have you seen Godzilla -1, bro?
Yeah,
No,
I told y'all
man.
about it.
I was funny. I wanted to mention that, man. I got to hit the cinema soon, but I haven't been going because I've been
better
so
hurry up.
busy. Like, listen, Godzilla. I'm gonna see Oppenheimer, but I wasn't gonna go to the theater and see it anyway. That shit was 3 fucking hours.
Yeah.
So I watched that at home. but
Godzilla's better.
I definitely did see Godzilla. No question.
Yo,
That's.
I heard it's coming out. It came out in black and white, right?
I
Or
might.
something?
Yeah, it did.
I might see it
Like,
tomorrow.
They called it Godzilla -1 color. That's what they called it.
Bro, it is a remake of the OG Godzilla without it necessarily being a remake.
I got you.
I wouldn't call it. Yeah, it's not a remake. It is a reboot. Might be a better way, but even reboots got a negative connotation. It's literally its own thing. Like Godzilla. They've never done something like this with Godzilla before. I spent like 2.5 months sucking that movie off. Like,
Hey yo,
I still can't get over it. Like I was so blown away.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
Hell yeah, bro. Nah,
no, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, that's middle of the day.
Fun
Flip flops with a little blanket, and there's a Chick-fil-A right by the movie theater. So if security,
oh my god,
if security don't be a fucking asshole, I'm definitely trying to sneak that Chick-fil-A in.
Oh man, bro.
Sorry,
You know, so I stopped. So I normally conceal carry, and I keep it in my bag for the most part, just because I feel safe. But man, you just never know what be going on, bro.
Yeah.
I had a full on argument with the motherfucker in the movie theater because he wanted to look in my bag, and I was like, "You ain't looking in my fucking bag." Like it was actually about to get nasty because obviously I don't want to see my shit in there, you know.
And I resonate with that, yo, because I remember when Sicario 2 came out, right? We went to see it, and again, we went to Chick-fil-A, and I was like, yo, I'm hungry as shit. So I walk in there, and my ex, you know, she had the stuff in her in her purse. Like, bro, no one checks purses. Like, who the fuck checks purses? The security guard listen, let me check your purse. And he's like, oh, you can't come in here with that. And I looked at him like, you're really gonna be this motherfucker who doesn't allow me to be in here with some food because
I'm ignorant as fuck. Y'all was nice. Y'all actually opened the bag. Like for me, he wasn't gonna see shit. Like, bro, they had to bring out the manager. And the manager was like, yeah, we just doing this because of cameras. And it's like, motherfucker, it's 2024. Like, right. Motherfuckers is recording shit on their cell phone. Are you gonna take everyone's cell phone? Like, I was like, get the fuck up out of here with this bullshit. And it was just like, they knew I wasn't having it. So he just let me do my thing, thankfully, because it was about to get really nasty. But anyway, I digress. We're gonna talk about the topic that is not gaming, the insane topic that is the Vince McMahon lawsuit. Because oof, it is insane.
Ain't got
talking
no
so
chance.
positively about
No
wrestling
chance in
behind the scenes,
hell.
too.
No
I
chance
didn't
at
see.
all.
I didn't see all the details, but I did see like they
Oh, I
just
read
like,
all of it. I
Yeah.
just read all of it.
So to just go over the base premise, Vince McMahon has been hit with a lawsuit by one of his I don't know if considered I don't know a girl that he would basically
She was
throw
a
around.
secretary, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a secretary that did extra stuff, did a lot of
Yeah.
requests. Let's just put it that way. And
Yeah.
Yo, you stupid.
there's a lot of secretarial work, a lot of secretarial procedures. More than what I knew was the
Yeah.
norm for being a secretary. But apparently he agreed to pay her, you know, money, hush hush money, and he had stopped paying this hush hush money. So she hit him with a lawsuit and just threw out a fuck ton of details out there as to exactly what she was doing as her secretarial duties. And it has further digressed into Vince resigning from his position at I don't know what they call WWE's parent company now.
TKO.
TKO, yeah,
Yeah.
TKO. He's since resigned. The rumor mill in regards to other superstars is insane.
Yeah, a lot of people were wondering why isn't Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble? Well, Brocky got implicated in some of this stuff. So
You know, some
Damn.
accusations.
Good old Brocky Lucky Lesnar. What did
Brock
you do?
Lesnar
boo-boo?
caught a stray, huh?
oh, dude,
Yeah.
he caught straight. Like they didn't name him by name, but they said a former WWE gone UFC heavyweight championship. Like they're like, okay, so they're
I
naming him without
wonder
naming
who.
him. Like he
Oh,
was the
yeah.
only one that fit the bill.
Yeah.
So might as well just say Brock Lesnar at that point.
Well, the thing is, she's not suing him. She's just suing Vince. So to implicate him makes it more complicated and whatever, man.
Yeah.
Like
Makes more
it's
sense. He's
just
the billionaire. He's the billionaire, you
damn.
know.
I mean, yeah. Basically, she's just saying that her fight ain't with Brock, and this is all alleged.
Yeah, she wants
So
the
you know,
billions.
they didn't
Yeah,
name him
Bill-
by name, but they really did do everything to make sure people knew exactly who is implicated.
I don't blame her. I would too. Fucking
Yeah.
bleed him dry.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, people think that Brock's career with wrestling is done. They're immediately trying to wash Vince's name. That's my question. Can they adequately like wash off Vince's name from wrestling? This
Yes.
is one of the most prominent people in
They can.
wrestling,
They
period.
did it already.
No,
Did they though?
Oz, you were so beyond wrong. That's like saying they can wash Walt Disney's name away from the Disney Corp. Like the dude has literally, for all of his faults, he's created an empire that will last
Yeah.
long
Oh,
after
no,
his
no.
death. You can't
Yeah.
wash his name away from that. It's engraved in
He's the
history.
greatest. He's
I
the
think he's
greatest
just too,
wrestling.
I think he's too powerful. It's one of the biggest entertainment industries out here. You know what I'm saying? And he's been there from the start.
He's the greatest wrestling
Yeah.
promoter of all time. I mean, there's no one that's ever going to top him.
He took WWF to the peak heights, and I think that he has definitely depreciated WWE's peak at this point with how he kind of became outdated, I should say, or his mindset kind of became outdated. But you cannot deny Vince McMahon took WWF/WWE to its pinnacle of heights, period.
Yeah, I mean, he's the father of modern wrestling. I mean, he really is.
And this is in entertainment, period. You know what I'm saying? Like his name is up there in entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Just in general.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I remember watching Invasion, you know what I'm saying? Freaking Stone Cold coming down, staring everybody in the fucking ring. Like, those are the days, you feel me? So, yeah, he kind of solidified.
Yeah. And
no matter what.
I mean, when he took over WWF, you know, wrestling was more of like, you know, different companies and different territories. He sought out to just completely just bleed them dry, destroy all of them. His father basically was kind of like, he was the cooperative one with all the territories. He kind of just, this is how it is. And when Vince took over, he was like, yeah, I'm going to basically run these companies out of business. And he did all of that. He took
He
over.
went straight Vito Corleone. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just
He
gonna run
did.
this shit like the mafia." It was great.
Yeah, he did.
He went straight
The-
Michael Corleone
fun-
with just
I did-
annihilating the heads of the 5 families all in the snap of a
I-
finger. That's what he did, pretty much.
I do believe when he first started, his father offered it to him a long time ago, but he didn't want to accept it. He didn't want to.
Well,
be a part of it.
no. Apparently, Vince was a problem child growing up.
Oh yeah, he
his
was an
father
asshole.
didn't
He's a
want
problem
to
adult
give
now.
him.
So.
His
Yeah.
father didn't want to give him the.
That's
company
right. His father didn't want to give him. Yeah.
because Vince was always in trouble. He was always on some bullshit. And he wanted the company because he had high aspirations, and his father did inevitably give it to him.
Yeah, it's sad.
And I think a big reason why his father did give it to him is because apparently I think his father might have had cancer at the time.
No, he bought
was
it
ill.
off. He bought it off of his father.
Yeah, he did, but for a while his father was reluctant to give him
Yep.
the WWF. But
Yep.
I think the reason why he ended up caving was perhaps maybe because he was ill.
Yep.
But he had.
I mean, to be
since
fair,
gone
it's a
on.
good thing he caved. Again, for all the negative about it, you can't deny all the good as well in terms of what it gave entertainment.
You know what? Really
Yes.
sucks. It's really weird. This shit's happening right before his baby WrestleMania. All this shit is happening right before WrestleMania. It's sad. It's sad.
I mean,
Triple H's been running the show for the last year. I'm not that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
me. I don't really think there's a
Oh, yeah.
correlation.
to me, I'm just indifferent to it. Like, it's not like I'm sad. It's not like I'm happy. I mean, Vince is Vince, and I've accepted it for what it is. I know that he's definitely a perpetrator of some shady shit, particularly the Jimmy Snuka situation. If y'all know the history behind that, but yeah, he's definitely been a very shady figure in entertainment.
Everybody in that fucking company's got skeletons in their closet.
Oh, I'm
So
sure.
nobody's
I'm
perfect.
sure.
I mean, shit. There's shit with Pat Patterson. There's shit he's done, or Joe Risco. I think it was it. Which
Hold
one
on. Mick Foley is the most wholesome individual that's ever walked the face of the earth. Like,
Yeah, he's Santa Claus. Yeah, they're all like their characters on screen. These people are human off screen. They all do some really shady shit. They all have. I mean, look at Xavier Woods. Did you remember the video we made? Yeah. Okay.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
look,
never been
man,
more dealt with a pro
making,
wrestler in my life than I saw his dick, and I was like, "Fuck."
I mean, making a consensual porn video is a little bit different
Yeah,
from the allegations that Vince has.
Bro, Chris Benoit
Yeah.
never did anything wrong.
No, never. He just wanted to love his family. He would hold them tight.
You know, it's a shame. It's like he's completely just erased from wrestling. Meanwhile, he's one of the greatest technical wrestlers to ever
Yeah.
do it, arguably.
Yeah.
And I understand that what he did obviously is one of the most despicable, insane things. But I really genuinely believe that if he had not had the insane mental issues in regards to all the hits to the head that this dude had taken over the course of his career, I really don't think that he would have done that.
Oh, no,
they
you're
did an
100%
autopsy on his brain. They said, yeah, he had the brain of like a geriatric because of the head trauma that he suffered from. And if you think that that doesn't have an effect on someone's mental stability, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, it definitely has an effect. No
Like
question.
We're seeing that in football players now, even with all the padding and the helmets and stuff. So just imagine what it's like for wrestlers. Like, dude, straight up. I think they said, because I was recently watching a documentary on it. I think they said he had the brain of an 89-year-old man or something like that. Like that is insane.
Not to mention too, in football, man, like, they when they're at practice, they're not hitting as much as they used to. A lot of these wrestlers, they're doing their own stunts and all type of things, so we're not even really.
Yeah, and not even people don't take into account that wrestling is not a seasonal thing. It's all year round. Like these dudes have to perform, respectably well all year round. I don't think most.
And even when they're not performing, like take a look at AJ Styles. He just recently made his comeback because he'd been injured. He's cut. He's been in the gym for like 9 months straight, getting the most jacked I've ever seen him.
Oh, he's crazy. And you're Randy Orton.
He looks like Wolverine, bro. Like
Dude,
it's
straight up.
He does look like Wolverine. He looks
Yeah,
like
it's
pissed
pretty
off Leon Kennedy. It's crazy.
good.
He does. He does. He does.
But getting back to the Vince thing, man. You know, to get into some of the details, obviously, I'm
You
you know
should be
trying to
reading his text
avoid
messages.
that.
Like,
That's like,
Oh, bring him
bro,
up. Why
that's
were you
just
not?
one giant pot
Ah,
burner. You know, like how it's
I
very
did it
difficult
wrong.
to navigate
wrong.
this situation without running into some potholes in regards to
Yeah.
how just YouTube is. But what kind of fucked me up was when they said that he took a shit on this girl's forehead.
Yo,
It's like,
I
what
didn't know that
the
McMahon
fuck?
was a German name. Like,
Oh.
Yo.
it's Shiza.
So Vince McMahon is really Lemonade's father. The truth out.
Hey yo, son. Oh my god. If you know, you know the context. If not, you don't want to know the context. So let's just leave it at that.
Lemonade likes to be shit on. There you go. You're welcome.
Can't start
Wait,
telling
hey
everybody
yo,
what.
yeah, please
I love you,
just
Lemonade.
give away everything, bro.
Right,
'cause
some things
everyone
need to be kept
totally wanted to hear
Yeah.
that.
on a
But
no basis.
But I mean, you know,
I
there's
was
been
actually really
debate.
impressed by that. To be fair, though, let's think
Yeah.
about this technically. He's an old man, so we got the fact that he had to squat at that angle for so long and his ankles held up. Like that's kind of impressive. His
Dude,
age. Like,
Have you
knees
seen
as
this
well.
man's physique? He's like almost 80 years old. His physique is insane.
No, yeah, you're not kidding. He does. He definitely has stayed in shape for a long period of time. Too bad there's nothing there's no amount of plastic surgery to fix that face at this point. But I mean, I
Oh no,
digress.
he looks like a vulture.
He
looks like a
does,
vulture.
bro. Holy shit! But this accusation is an insane, extremely disgusting level of sex trafficking. There's really no other way to say it. But
down a wormhole for that.
Yeah.
yeah, and
I think people need to understand that like the more money people get, you get to a level of success and you get to do things like certain things just become so normal to you that it becomes boring, and then you have to go into extremities. Like I'm pretty sure if I get multi-million dollars and I decide, you know what, I don't want to just have regular sex, I want to piss on her. Like I'm gonna just do that, and then it's just gonna go to that level because that's just what people do. It seems like anytime people get a certain amount of money, they just go way left with it. And I mean, he should have got her to sign NDAs when he was doing this, but you know, allegedly.
the thing is, they did have they had an agreement, a non-disclosure agreement, and apparently he just stopped paying it.
Oh,
but this the thing. Like, why is like okay? So
being cheap.
It's messed up. But what I don't. I mean, I don't want to see insensitive to it, but why are you doing this just because the payment stopped? You know what I'm saying? Like you should have been.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. It's really just I ain't getting my money, so I'm gonna fuck you up. That's really all it is.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
But like that's
between this and like a Jeffrey Epstein or Harvey Weinstein sort of situation. Like those women were like legitimately abused or whatever, whereas this woman's like, yeah, I'm down for it as long as I'm getting paid. You know?
yeah,
Like,
you know what I'm saying? It's like
I mean, but that's how most of these women are. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that she didn't suffer any abuse. Apparently she's saying that Vince caught her at a time where she had lost her parents, and there was like an emotional. Look, man, these are just the details. No, I understand, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's like, bro, if something happened to you, say something. I'm completely for that shit, you know. And I believe in due process. I believe in all that shit. When it comes to this, it's not how do you say it? It's a civil suit.
And there's nuance too, man. Like I'm sure there's a lot of nuance in it, so I definitely don't want to ignore that. You know, it's just sometimes we hear this a lot, you know, and it's just like I get it, but I look at it too, like, okay, if you've been working here, say you've been working here for 5 years and you had, you know, sex or whatever minute, X amount of times, and you don't work there no more, it's 10 years later, of course your motherfucking payments should fucking stop. You're not having sex no more, bro. Like,
bro, just want to say, we picked a whack conversation for Black Cobra to make himself a chocolate milkshake too. Just throwing that out there. Like,
damn. Shout out to Black Cobra for the 5. Thank you so much, bro. I can't bring it up on the screen because StreamYard is just, took a shit on like
They
Vince
did what
did
Vince
on
did.
Like he
Echo's
did,
forehead. But he says, "Hey, how you guys doing? Just make myself a homemade Reese's chocolate milkshake."
Mhm.
Oh,
Vince
why
shake.
does the
Shake.
what is it? SH2
Silent Hill
remake?
2.
Silent Hill 2 remake look like Quantum Error. Oh my god, bro. We definitely gonna get into that, but
Yeah, because I got a lot to say on the Silent Hill 2 remake, but we'll wait.
yeah.
We're
But
still talking about defecation of the forehead region. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry for ruining your Reese's chocolate milkshake,
I
bro.
guess her forehead had no chance.
Yeah, at
Mm.
least look. Let me just put it to you this way. At least it wasn't Hershey's chocolate because it seems as though
No
Vince
better.
had the Hershey
That was
squirts.
that was
Oh
that was
no,
McMahon chocolate.
Vince liked chocolate, but it wasn't that type of chocolate.
He was
Yeah.
giving her the other sect of chocolate.
Right.
at least he's got a high fiber diet. Like, that's good at his age, right?
Yeah.
It is.
It
I mean,
tastes like protein powder.
Fiber is important. Fiber is very important. But
He's like, yeah, I take my shit.
this is
Yeah.
a civil suit. Apparently, it is being investigated to see if it will open up
Maybe criminal.
a potential
Yeah.
criminal case. So Vince is looking at some serious shit, bro.
I mean, he's lived a long life. I mean,
Some
they
serious
could put him in
shit.
jail. They're gonna put him in a plush fed jail where he could just relax for the rest of
Man,
his days.
He's a billionaire. He's a payoff.
he'll probably funnel somebody to somebody, have him build his own senior home, and then
Look, man, this is the dude that got Jimmy Snuka out of murder, allegedly. Up until like a few years back, like a year or so before he had died. And it's like, yeah, no wonder why he wanted to die.
Yeah.
So, this Vince, made that shit disappear.
Yeah.
A murderer, bro.
Just like
Crazy.
Owen Hart magically fell off of a fucking arena ceiling. Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right, you're getting like conspiracy theory
There's more
right now.
belief that there's just neglect there, at least from what
Yeah.
I know of about that
Yeah.
situation. The company that does that shit, pretty neglectful with care. Let's just put it that way.
And the look on Vince's face when he had to like talk about it, that wasn't fake. Like there was a genuine accident. I don't think that they wanted to kill him.
Yeah, I personally don't think that was the case, but yeah, this shit is
Bro,
wild.
why has you always had me on your show right after some bad wrestling shit went down? I think the last time you had me on was the Bray Wyatt stuff. Like, is that just like your go-to?
It was.
Oh, bad shit's happened in wrestling. Let's hit up Leon. Like,
yeah. I mean, because you look like AJ Styles. I mean,
Vince shit on someone's Vince shit on someone's head. It's called Leon.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, at this point, I think Vince is fucked. Whether he's guilty or not, that's not for me to say.
His image is ruined at this point.
His image is ruined, and TKO is now have a very heavily stained company. But at this point, doesn't really.
Shit.
Yeah, they definitely do have Vince's shit stained on it. But at this point, does it really matter? Because I've been looking at the general viewership for AEW, and it's fucking dog shit.
Oh, it's horrible, dude. Fucking midget wrestling has better viewership than that shit.
Yo, when I saw that,
that's fucking
I was
fantastic.
fucking dead, bro. I had to ask, is this real? Like,
It's
are
real.
they being outviewed by a little person wrestling organization? Yo,
They are.
I think TKO is good, even with Vince's shit stain on the company that they just recently purchased. That I don't think it's really going to affect him. I think Vince is finished though. I think Brock might be finished. How do you bring them back with how viral this lawsuit has come and how very obvious they made it? Like, oh yeah, well, she didn't say Brock Lesnar, but she said UFC champion and WWE champion. I mean, that pretty much makes it pretty obvious who it is.
Well, speaking of UFC though, because like UFC is also part of TKO, and everyone's talking about like Vince McMahon's legacy, but really there's also a lot of media fire around Dana White lately because of what's he's been allowing, rightfully so, by the way, in my opinion, the UFC fighters to say in like interviews and whatnot. And he's been like doing podcasts with Vivek Ramaswamy. And I'll be real, anyone that's paying attention and like cares about legitimate issues, probably paying more attention to the Dana White stuff than the Vince McMahon stuff. Like that's like they're like, oh Vince, yep, we can believe he took a shit on his head, but then you got someone like Dana White being like, you know what, fuck you, Canada. Like free speech is legit. Trudeau, you could die. Like, be like okay, let's pay attention to what Dana White has to say. Who gives a shit about the Hershey squirts and Vince McMahon? Like,
no, you're not lying, man. Dana White doesn't give a fuck, and it's cool to see in the current climate of people are just scared to fall out of line, and he's always been pretty much on that. A lot of people, it's one of those things where Dana White just does what's best for his company, and he doesn't give a fuck. And sometimes that angers both sides of the aisle, and to that, it's like I don't care. Like. Yeah, you're responsible for the UFC. Do what's best for your company. I don't agree with how he pays his fighters to put their lives at risk, but that's another conversation. But in regards to how he handles the media, doesn't give a fuck, and how he just turned that shit on that Canadian interviewer so clean, bro. It just made it seem like he just made it come off as like, yeah, you're like dehumanizing my fighters.
He made him look like a fool. Dana White, like you don't look at the man and think like, oh, there's this relatively built bald dude. You don't immediately think he's going to be good with his words. He's going to be eloquent. He's going to be able to spin things in an intellectual way. And then he just makes these, high and mighty journalists look like fucking fools. Just like mad respect. Yeah. I'll take Dana White over Vince McMahon any day.
Yeah. So Neozoic is asking, do you think that the Vince lawsuit would taint WWE's reputation, or what other answers do you have? I don't know. No. You guys shoot.
No, I don't think so. No.
I don't think so either, because they're doing everything in their power to just clean Vince immediately, like off. They're just completely just like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. I think that they want. Honestly speaking, I think TKO wanted this to happen, because knowing how much of a grip Vince has always had on WWE, to think that he would step back and just let things go down in ways that he wouldn't agree with without a fight, I think is unrealistic given how much of a grip he's had for so long. So I think this is a great excuse to kind of just break away from Vince, and so that he has no control, period. So I think this might be something that they wanted, maybe not as insane, but any excuse to kind of just separate themselves from Vince, I think is something that TKO is cool with.
They've gotten better. I would definitely say it's red hot right now. Like WWE's red hot right now.
Is it that everything else is just shit in comparison?
No,
or is it a little bit of both?
Think about it. They just got a really good fucking deal with Netflix, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's really
the
amazing.
Netflix deal is stacked.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like $10 billion for like 5 years. It's crazy.
No, I feel you with that. But
WrestleMania is gonna be stacked. So far. I'm
thinking about live commentating over like do something kind of like what Cass does with State of Play. I'm genuinely considering taking 2 days off work and just doing live commentary over it, and because I think that WrestleMania this year is going to be just unbelievable.
If you're going to do live commentary, are you going to be streaming like 10 hours for 2 days straight? Like, how's that?
I'm pretty sure it's only 4 or 5 hours. They break it up into 2 nights. I think it's like last year it was only 5 hours per night.
Only 5.
But
my regular shows are already 3 hours, and I could keep going if I wanted to. I cap it at 6 so I can make dinner and stuff.
I'm gonna say something. I'll say something. This year, just starting off, wrestling is kind of I got a boom. I got a really big boom. Just like with TNA coming back and like it's coming back strong. Like they're building a roster. It's weak right now, but it's getting very strong. They got Dolph Ziggler, what the fuck's his name? They got Dana Brooke. They're trying to get big name stars in the company.
Did you say
TNA?
Dana Brooke?
Yeah, Dana Brooke.
Okay, next. Any other questions?
She's not a bad wrestler. Listen, okay.
Look, man,
New Japan.
I actually like Dana Brooke, But
do
to
too.
sit here and act like, oh, she's a star.
No,
nah,
she's not a
son.
star, but they can make her. She can become a star there. It's a smaller company.
Nah, she's well past her
But,
prime. It's
with-
a wrap, bro.
New Japan's going through a surge right now.
That's
TNA
true.
does come back. WWE is probably fucking. It's a hot product right now. I mean, shit. Wrestlers are literally trying to jump from other companies to just to go there because of the Netflix bullshit.
Do you?
So
Hold on. I do want to talk about this, but I also want to move on from the topic shortly. But remember when Stephanie McMahon resigned and walked away from WWE? Do you think that she knew that this was a thing?
Someone in the
yeah,
comments
sure.
was saying that actually. I don't remember who it was, but it looks like
yeah,
maybe
Kenneth.
It was, Kenneth Williams.
Kenneth
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah.
And I hope she didn't know, not for any sort of like, like, oh, it would tarnish the reputation reason. So much so is like, who wants to find out their father was taking shits on people's head? Like, just from a family perspective.
Well,
Like,
legitimately committing, allegedly sex trafficking. Just
Right.
Pimping this
Just
chick
remember-
out to a bunch of wrestlers in WWE. Like, who wants a father like that? Allegedly.
Just
like,
think about it. There was going to be a storyline where Vince McMahon was kind of a baby by his daughter.
By his daughter. That was so
yeah.
fucking weird, dude. That was, to
He
me,
was-
that
it
was
was
like,
gonna
that's what
happen.
I thought the low point of Vince McMahon was. And then all this stuff came out. I was like, you don't get much more depraved than starting a rumor that you're the father of your daughter's child.
Yeah,
Like,
he
and
was.
then
He was
this
doing it.
happens.
Yeah.
Wait,
but,
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
dude,
I'm
yeah, it
not
was this
joking.
big thing. When Stephanie McMahon got pregnant, Vince's big idea to start a media firestorm was like, hey, let's tell people that I'm the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing
You
is,
will do
it's like it's
anything
one of
for
those
money
things
and fame.
where this these allegations are insane, but it's not out of the realm of possibility because of how insane Vince is. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, obviously it's all alleged. We're not gonna sit here. I'm not here to judge and shit because I don't know.
I am.
But
I think
it's
that's
not
fun stuff to do.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, any final thoughts on this whole Vince McMahon lawsuit and just everything that has gone down since?
She got the genetic jackhammer. It's great.
Ew. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the Suicide Squad game. I have two questions to ask. First off, has anyone gotten it or is getting it here?
No and no.
Sorry.
Hell no.
I'm not getting it.
Like,
Okay.
he's got no chance.
My second question, I'm in the same boat as you guys. My second question is anyone here been fans of the Arkham franchise?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a
I am-
supporter of the franchise, yes.
I
Especially
have
the
been
first
as well.
game.
And I feel like there's a strong disconnect here because this is a game that's linked to the Arkham franchise. I have enjoyed the Arkham franchise. Given I haven't enjoyed all the games, I had Origins glitch save on me and I dropped that. And I didn't particularly like Arkham Knight because of the whole tank thing that you're that's kind of forced on you. But I love Batman Arkham Asylum. I love Batman Arkham City. Those are some of my favorite games of seventh
First two are
generation.
badass.
Those
I
are
think
the only two I
that
played, so I feel like I'm in good company if you said the other
Three-
two aren't good. Like
three-
I've only played the first two, but they're great. So
yes. And
3 sucked ass.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a lot of people that love it, and there's a lot of people that don't. And for me, it just wasn't my bag when I found out what you had to do in order to unlock Catwoman in the
Huey,
game after
Huey in the
Arkham
chat.
City.
Huey in the chat, if you're being held hostage, blink twice.
Yeah, but yo, what's
mean, the way
good,
that-
Farrah J? Good to see you, bro. But
The way they killed off Poison Ivy
What
pissed
up,
me off.
King? What up, King?
but I think there's a strong there's a strong reality here that this is a game, Suicide Squad, a game that's canon to the Arkham franchise. We're fans of the Arkham franchise, and none of us seem to have any fucking interest in playing this game. That to me speaks a lot. And a lot of people constantly say, and maybe some of you agree to this, you shouldn't be allowed to discuss a game if you haven't played it. And I've always had issue with this because it's like, if I've enjoyed a franchise and I look at this game and it's directly connected to this franchise, and I say, I think I would rather die than actually pay money to play this game. I think that is a discussion to be had, is it not?
Well, not only that, but if you're not allowed to have an opinion unless you've played the game, then what the fuck is marketing and commercials and all this stuff for? It's supposed to get you into the idea of playing the game or buying the product, reading the comic, whatever. That's the point of marketing. So if they market it in a way that makes you, the potential consumer, say, you know what? I think I'm going to set this one out. That also should mean something. Like, it's not just I understand not jumping the gun and jumping to conclusions and being like, oh, let's hate on this just to ride a hate wave. But if you genuinely have watched the trailers or experienced, read through the articles of the game devs have put out and things like that and thought, you know what, this game isn't for me, you probably have enough information to at least back up why you're not going to play the game or why it's probably a bad game. Because let's be honest, I haven't played the game. I think this is a bad, objectively a bad game, or at least worse, an average game. When you got to compare it to the Arkham games, which are genuinely considered masterpieces, putting out average just ain't gonna cut it, especially in this generic looter shooter era we live in.
And I feel like they're just really. It's hard to explain this, but I feel like they're trying so hard to they're playing with words a lot, and they try to blend looter shooter with single player stuff. You know what I'm saying, in certain ways, and it doesn't mix. It doesn't mix, man. They're cutting corners, and it doesn't mix to me, man. Like a lot of publishers, not all of them, but a lot of developers are doing that type of shit, man. And the looter shooter genre hasn't been it for a minute, and I don't know why they made it that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I mean, it's hard pass for me.
I have a lot of just questions. Like, how did we get here? I think it's fair to say, if you're thinking of top 10 game developers of 7th generation, you would throw Rocksteady on there. I think that's a fair assessment.
And I heard there was, I'm not sure, I didn't confirm this, but I heard there was a lot of microtransactions in that game. So imagine paying for a game, and then you have, with that type of game. Like, there's nothing wrong with having microtransactions. I've always been the type of person who don't mind having them, but it needs to be balanced. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the stuff, or I think a good bit of it should be unlockable in game by doing certain tasks, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just a game filled with microtransactions and you don't got a legit way to earn it.
Do microtransactions in a single player, I shouldn't say single player because the game is multiplayer, but in a story-driven game, that's such a shady, money-grubby mentality to me. Like, if it's something like Fortnite or whatever, okay, fair enough, I understand. But this game literally has a in-depth, story-based campaign. And in-depth might be a bit too much, but point is, it's clearly a story-driven game with visually impressive cutscenes, with a story it wants to tell. So to add microtransactions to that just seems scummy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of weird how they kind of bit how they say they kind of lured people in with getting hyping up with Kevin Conroy dying. Because the Game Awards that year, they kind of little tribute to him, and they talked about that game.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird because you just the God respect to Kevin Conroy, and people I want to get this to respect Kevin Conroy, and he's not even mentioned in the fucking game.
I mean, I think it's while I'm in the camp of, there's something up with this game and I'm staying far the fuck away from it and I'm noticing all these issues with it. The one issue I have with the people that are kind of in the same camp as me is them saying like using Kevin Conroy's death to shit on this game. And it's my thing with that is, well, he was alive and chose to take on this role. And for me to shit on this man's decision that he chose to voice this game, because I mean he's definitely
not a developer. That's a weird take. Like, why would you think that he has any say on how the game is going to play? All he does is go into the booth, read the lines, and he finishes up. That's it. He has no bearing on how the game is going to play. But I didn't know that was a thing that was being said.
Well, what's been being said has been a lot of morons like, look how they disrespected Kevin Conroy in his final role as Batman. Like, bitch, it's not like we all knew it'd be a final role as Batman. We weren't playing me like, hey, make this game. Wait to die until you make this game. Like, no one. It's such an asinine mentality.
He made the decision to do the voice acting for the game. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect the man's decision to do that because he has had the ability to pick and choose what roles he's
Yeah.
taken to play as Batman. There's definitely quite a few roles that he didn't take that were Batman roles, and he chose not to do it. I mean,
got this free phone from Unity.
Oz, what are you doing, dog? Anyway,
It's always something, man. Go ahead.
You
It
ain't
was
lying, but to sit here and be like, yeah, they totally disrespected Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy chose to do the role, so I don't understand that argument. I don't understand people that are bitching that, oh, they're killing the Justice League. Like, yeah, that's in the title. Now, how they're killing them, it is kind of like, okay, yeah, that's kind of sus. But to sit here and be like, oh man, they're killing the Justice League, like, yeah, that's what they're doing. Like,
Man,
that's part of it.
People, I seen BG say this earlier on Twitter, man, and he was absolutely right. He mentioned like people being so stuck on like they're still stuck on the same hero story shit. Bro, let that shit go, man. Like let them like it does who fuck it.
But the thing is, it's like my thing with it is that I don't have a problem with like killing heroes and stuff. Because I like to see like I want to play as like, you know, different sorts of characters, but
Yeah.
like, is it genuinely believable that the Suicide Squad can kill the Justice League? Like, you know,
No.
like, I think it's so ridiculous of a concept. Like, these are gods. Like,
It's bottom tier, you know, super. Like to me, it's just let me not call it bottom tier. Maybe that be might be harsh because I'm not into, you know, like that. But it just, I don't know, man. I never been into them like that.
I think it is a ridiculous concept.
Coming off as a comic book nerd, I'm not bothered by the premise because we see wacky shit like this in comics all the time. When Marvel and DC did their crossover, Spider-Man beat the shit out of Superman. Like, there's probably an in-game reason why these guys are able to take on the Justice League. I'm not bummed about that. Like, it's so many people like, look at them destroying our classic heroes, and yes, I get it. We've seen Indiana Jones destroy. We've seen Luke Skywalker destroy. We've seen all the classic heroes we grew up with being treated like shit the last 10 years. So I get why people are being worried about this. But by the same token, it's a comic book game, and we see stuff like this in comic book movies all the time. You're overreacting. You're letting your culture war biases get the better of you. And like, let's say that we hadn't seen, you know, Luke Skywalker die unceremoniously, or Indiana Jones 5 didn't suck. People wouldn't be throwing a fit about, look at them trashing our heroes. It wouldn't even be a discussion. It's because people are so hyper aware of this dumbass culture war shit.
And I mean, also too, what I really think about is I don't like cliche shit, so it might be a good thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the cliche ending or the cliche stories all the time. So
yeah, I mean, like, the issue I have is that, look, guys, I was playing, you know, I was playing The Punisher on PS2 when I was 12. Like, that's some like hard. That's some hard shit for someone, a 12-year-old, to be playing. When I look at Suicide Squad and you're telling me this is M-rated by 2024 standards, this shit looks bitch made to me, bro.
Listen, this culture wouldn't have made it during the Manhunt era.
No, not at all.
No.
Manhunt, Punisher, those are some insane games for their time. Yeah, they would totally
insane games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Manhunt was on the Wii. I don't remember anyone freaking out. Like we're talking about arguably what was considered the most family-oriented, kid-friendly console of all time, had fucking Manhunt. And then again, like you said, this game's rated M for mature. What the fuck about this game is remotely mature? This is like T for teen because it's edgy at best, you know?
Yeah. Neozeric's asking thoughts on the recent news that players want refunds, money back for the Suicide Squad game. I mean, I don't blame them, but at the same time, I feel like all the signs were there that there's something.
Yeah, exactly. No, they don't deserve refunds. They should have paid
man. Like they know they took that risk. They knew they were taking that risk. That's why it's the risk, and you wanted to take it, and you want, you know what I'm saying?
Let me see. Let me show you guys this.
Unless it's a flat out lie, but you know what I'm saying. But like you said, kind of the writing was on the wall with that, man. Like,
yeah,
we got burned too many times with these type of games, man.
Look at this in comparison to Batman Arkham Knight, bro.
Bruh, it looks.
Come on, man.
Yo, it's so bad because Arkham Knight was made in like 2015.
Yeah, and this isn't the best visual quality by any means. I understand that, but to sit here and we're comparing two poor visual quality renditions of both of these games, and
Yeah, but the thing is, poor or not, when one is still notably better than the other, that speaks volumes. Like, if these were both on like nice, 4K TVs, you can make the argument, oh no, both these look good. Nah, you're watching a restream of a restream, and you can still tell the game from fucking 2015 looks leaps and bounds better.
Yeah,
I need to play Arkham Knight on PC, man, because I haven't played it yet.
I actually, you know what? I actually low key kind of want to give it another shot. Knowing, because like I'm always this type of person. If it's like if something's sus, I'm like done with it off the bat.
That's how I am, man.
And then I'll think about it, be like, maybe I should give it a chance, especially when everything is just shit now. Because like I noticed everything's so bad now that maybe I was like being a little extra when I was like 17, 18 years old when Batman Arkham Knight came out. I think I was maybe like 20. I can't remember exactly. You gonna say something straight? I think he glitched out.
But I definitely get you. Like I'm with something on that shit.
Yeah, he glitched out for a second.
Oh man, CIA in the chat, they're censoring Strick.
Yeah.
They censored me, bro. They like, we're getting him the fuck up out of here.
We have to bring up the reality, and I don't know if you're aware of this company, Strick, but there's a company called Sweet Baby Inc. that exists, and a lot of people have been afraid to talk about the subject, but they're a company that game developers have been going to in order to essentially evaluate if their game is safe for the modern audience, and they will help developers craft a narrative that takes into account social awareness issues.
So
Man,
that sounds like censorship.
Exactly. I mean, like it does. It sounds extremely gay. But these, if they have a website, they actually disclose all the games that they're working on. Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is one of them.
Of course they did.
And what exactly are they? Like,
ironically enough, another game that was heavily inspired by the Arkham games.
They're a consulting group that helps craft narratives and characters around social awareness issues to make sure that they are safe. And that is indeed censorship. There's no other way to fucking say it.
Yeah. So like, what is this social awareness? But what are you making them? What are you making them aware of? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the narrative?
Well,
not you, but not
socially safe. That's really what it is. It is. It's fucking whack as fuck. I mean, this is the shit that we've been talking about for years, and that is making gaming dull as fuck. Like
it's literally a job. These people get paid to call things problematic. Like that's what it boils down to. And so by that metric, you need everything to be problematic, because if something isn't problematic, you don't get paid. So now there is a financial incentive to look for anything and everything that could be deemed wrong, even if it's completely innocuous, because if they're going to get their money's worth, if they're going to pay someone to be a consultant, well, these consultants have to find something to change.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And I mean, now we have shit. I mean, people have been complaining a lot about Harley Quinn's new attire, how she basically denounces her old attire, and it's like you endorsed this attire, back 10 years ago, and now you're gonna look at it in disgust. As like, okay, buddy, whatever you say. And she, like, we know what Harley Quinn was dressed like back in the day, like in the Arkham games, and it was dope as fuck. It looks like this was some custom made outfits for Harley Quinn. Now it just looks like this bitch walked into Walmart and picked out her outfit, and apparently this is forward dressing. I don't know how she puts it exactly, but this is more forward thinking fashion. And it's like, bitch, you walked into Walmart and got your outfit. What is so fashion forward about this? Like, it is such a joke, and people have been putting a lot of eyes on that. We've been making fun of it, as we should, because honestly, the only way to really expose how ridiculous motherfuckers are with this whole social awareness, blah blah blah, is to just make fun of them, because they are a joke. I firmly believe that. But we also have stuff like this, for example. Let me bring it up here, where we have and I know that a lot of dudes you know, a lot of dudes have a hard time talking about this, but I really, as a female, I genuinely believe that video games being made for women now is what's ruining gaming. Because, you know, people want to act like 50% of gamers are women. Yeah, like women play Candy Crush. Women like to play phone games. But when it comes to this stuff, it's a very small group of women in comparison to the amount of men that play Arkham games. And look, I got into gaming when it was centered around making video games for boys. That
Bro, my ex-wife was a massive comic book fan. She had first appearance of Nightwing, like first appearance of Rogue. She was a legitimate comic fan, and even she didn't play comic book fucking video games. The only games my ex-wife played were fucking Pokemon, and that's it. And she was a legit nerd. Like, let's be real, just because, you know, women are into nerdy shit sometimes, they're still not, the majority of them are not gamers, not legit gamers at least. And that's fine. You don't gotta be. No one like you know, I love it when a woman's like, yeah, let's play some Mortal Kombat. Like, oh, sweet, let's beat that ass and then play some Mortal Kombat. Like, it's great. It's a lot of fun. But also, that's not the majority of women, and that's fine. That's chill.
Yeah, because the best part about it is the spontaneous aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? With you know, someone like I said, most women don't even, you know, they're not into these type of games, man. And that's why, and again, this is where, you know, these companies and shit, they getting into the wordplay and the genres, and you got to really drill down into the statistics to see like where they trying to, you know, really get you at when it comes to that wordplay stuff. It's kind of, I don't know, man.
Yes. And this individual right here is a Rocksteady writer. And this is how she describes their Joker. He's masking his insecurities with traditional Joker. And
oh, fuck off.
Nah,
he looks
cool.
like such a fucking bitch.
He sounds
like
this is what's going to continue to happen with these AAA games. I'm not playing. I will continue to support indie games only because
you know what?
I'm not doing it.
I'd rather take Hot Topic Joker than over this fucking bitch.
Yeah,
that's what I said when this was announced. I was like, dude, we all collectively owe Jared Leto an apology. Like, but to be fair, his look, if you just looked at this and didn't have the pink-haired feminist next to him, no one would bat an eye. Like, looks-wise, this is not out of character for the Joker. It's when you hear her talk about his actual character that becomes the fucking problem.
Dude, Mark Hamill's Joker would fucking slay him like a fish.
But this looks like Mark Hamill's Joker. You could see Mark Hamill's Joker. Like, Mark Hamill's Joker did wear shit like this. I don't see why everyone, like, when people complain about the look of this Joker, that's where I'm like, all right, you're just farming the hate bait because it gets you clout or whatnot. Because this does look like the Joker.
I mean, but the thing is, this is canon to the Arkham franchise, and we know what Arkham Joker looks like. He looks
this
way
is a Joker
older.
from an alternate universe, to be fair.
But even so, it's like we know what to like. The thing is, you're a part of a long-standing franchise. This game is canon to that franchise. People are not expecting this look when they think of the Arkham franchise Joker. Like,
well, no, but they're also they're expecting a game as a whole to be good when you compare to the Arkham games. And what all I'm getting at is all this game is shit. I don't think the way this Joker looks, which is in continuity with so many other Jokers in the comic book history, I'm not tripping on the way he looks when we've got far more egregious problems, such as the way he is portrayed. Like, the aesthetics of the Joker is far less important than whether he's a sensitive soy boy bitch.
No, I do agree to that. But this isn't something that's favorable when you think of Joker. Like, we definitely want a more gritty type of Joker. It doesn't have to be like extreme, but I feel like this is definitely the look of not as appealing Joker to what we've been used to as of recently. And honestly, I still don't like Jared Leto's Joker. I don't like the way he looks. I didn't like the way that he acted. There's just nothing that's gonna make me like that. Like in this,
you do gotta think of this. Like Leon said, this is an alternate universe. The Joker that we know and love is dead in this universe. He's dead. So this has to be another alternate universe. So I don't know. God damn, why does his face look so weird?
And they tried to say it like, oh, we tried to grab the look of the Man Who Laughs film, which is the film that has inspired the creation of the Joker.
He kind of looks like Pee Wee Herman.
And it's like, if you were inspired to make a Joker that looks like the individual from the film, The Man Who Laughs, Like he would look a little bit older. He would definitely look a little more, like
if
that.
he's
Because
young,
shoot eyes. What were you saying?
if it's a younger guy, like a younger version of him, then I'd be, okay, that's fine. Maybe he's like he's not like at his full peak of being the Joker yet. But like we all know him and love him and being fucking crazy nut job. Maybe he's not. This is like I said, it's an alternate realm. Maybe he's not the one we know and love. He's more insecure. I know it kind of sucks to say, but it's not. It's like it's a different universe. So you're gonna have a different Joker.
Astro Cyborg says, "Did you guys hear this Joker's voice? It's something else." And once again, I'm actually going to.
No,
I hate that you guys are making me defend this fucking game, but his voice isn't bad. Let's be real. Like, I'm so tired of motherfuckers trying to copy Mark Hamill. If you're gonna come do a Joker that has been around for about almost 100 years now, has had multiple different incarnations, multiple different actors. Quit trying to fucking copy Mark Hamill and do your own thing. So I like the fact this actor is doing his own thing with it. I also think Mark Hamill's not the best animated Joker. John DiMaggio is, but I'll take the flame for that. Is what it is. But point is, I don't want a copycat. His voice is fine. The game is trash, but his voice is fine.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like the reality is that there's clearly a lot going on here. I think Rocksteady has a lot of issues internally. Apparently, a lot of their longstanding developers have left the company a while ago and started their own development team. And I think that it shows in the quality of work, because this Suicide Squad game, whether you enjoy it for what it is or not, I think that if we held Rocksteady to the standard that they were known for 10 plus years ago, 10 years ago, we'd say this is not Rocksteady. I wouldn't look at this game. If you told me 10 years ago, this is Rocksteady's next project, I would laugh at you and say you're full of shit.
What if
Strick, what were you going to say?
I was just saying people keep pushing the standards back for these developers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's always for their favorite developers, when in all actuality, that's the ones that need to be held accountable the most. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh, I'm a fan of this. And then, for example, The Last of Us 2, if that was fire, and then The Last of Us 3 come out and it's not hitting like that, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm satisfied. No, man, like that's what, and it's a domino effect. When you do that, the whole industry literally reflects on what people be doing. And we can see it now in the standards of video games. Like we pay extra for basic shit, and we really paying extra money for less content all the time.
Yep.
Right.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, because when you talk about it, people, they'll go to bat for their favorite developers. You want to know who my favorite developers are? Capcom and Sega. Guess who I've been putting on blast on my channel the last 2 weeks? Fucking Capcom and Sega, because I do love them. So I want to see a return to their former glory and not this horrible shit that they've been doing. When fans throw a fit about company doing XYZ, you don't get to sit there, at least if you're going to be intellectually honest, you don't get to sit there and defend your favorite company that's doing the same shit, because at that point, you're just a hypocritical fanboy. If a company is doing something and it's negative, you need to call it out, and you need to hold that company to the standards that you as the gamer, or you as the fan in general, have come to expect, because you are more than being a fan. What is more important than being a fan is you are a paying customer. So if you're going to pay for something, you need to get what you goddamn pay for.
And you're really doing again, I've always told people this, man, like I'm a diehard gamer. I've been on like my hiatus because I just got stuff going on, but like it's a hobby that I respect, because it just kept me out of trouble as a kid and really kept me out of, certain shit. And so, there's an appreciation for that, so I think you're doing your hobby a disservice by not holding these developers and publishers accountable, man. Like you're really doing it. And like I said, it's literally reflecting in the games, man. We're getting less content with every game. And then the game's not even releasing. A lot of these games aren't releasing like they should. And then they come out with the same bullshit template excuse. You know what I'm saying? On why it doesn't work. It's like now it's like, why I don't have no incentive to buy a game day one.
Yeah. The level of standard has certainly depreciated, and
a lot.
I feel as though the industry is trying to move past Gen X and millennials. Like, fuck y'all, we're going after Gen Z now because they're the naive ones that don't know shit. They grew up with the phone games and the bullshit, so we can exploit them. And it's like, you can't fucking ignore us. Like, as much as you're trying to, we still have an immense amount of prominence in gaming. We're not going to suddenly forget how it used to be. The Gen Z may not know what it was before, and they may be used to this shit, but you're not going to fucking get away with just being like, well, we're just going to skip over you guys. That's not how it works.
Well, it's not like Gen Z's got the money to buy these fucking games anyway, so how about you start catering to the people that actually have the cash to buy shit, and not including Oz.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yo, shout out to Black Metal Gamer. Thank you so much for the $5. He said majority of entertainment has been infiltrated now by these super left-leaning millennial writers because they want to punish anyone centered. It's awful. And you know, that is the thing. Like a lot of us, a lot of us just don't want any of this bullshit in our games. We just want fun games that work day one, that aren't $70 and then asking for all these extra charges after the $70 that you pay. Like we want fun games that are innovative, that don't do all this bullshit.
Y'all want to know when the real downturn for me, right? The real obvious downturn was, I'm talking about a straight pivot in gaming, was literally Anthem. Anthem was like the red fucking, like the siren going off, like this is what's coming down the pipeline in gaming. It's not gonna be fucking pretty, you know. And it could have started before then, but that's when it was just very obvious for me. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you, bro.
Yes,
that was definitely that game crashed and burned.
Oh my god, bro! And I was so hyped.
It was sad too.
I don't even want to talk about that shit.
Dude, I got that shit.
I
too.
had Anthem PTSD, bro.
I told, bro, Oz, did I not tell you there's something up with this game? There's something up with this game, and you're just like, no, I want it. Yeah,
I did the same.
It was gorgeous, man. Like, oh, this shit was fucking dope.
Game.
Like, it had so much potential. They just fucking dropped the ball with it badly.
I would, yeah.
But I look, man. At the end of the day, there's a reason why there's a drama around Suicide Squad. It's not because it's a good game. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, y'all obsessed with talking about it. And it's like, we're talking about it because we wanted to be interested, because it's a part of a long-standing franchise that we have respect for. And we think that this game is a disrespectful follow-up. It's a game that this is 9 years after Arkham Knight. We waited 9. I could see if Rocksteady releases like 2 years after Arkham Knight, it was a stinker. It's like, all right, we'll wait, another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever.
Yeah, but if they released it 2 years after Arkham Knight, maybe it would have been good because games were good back then.
Yeah, that too. But, it's one of those things where it took them 9 years to have a follow-up to Arkham Knight. First off, who knows if they're going to exist after this? And if they do exist after this and they have a new project, when the fuck is that going to come out, and is it going to be good?
They're only saying that because you disagree with them, and they don't want like hearing that shit. That's the only reason. And they're trying to pin it on you like, oh, you just don't got nothing else to talk about, so you want to talk about? No, I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about with the game.
Thanks, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
But
dude, I saw someone do sorry, yeah, I guess those would be my final thought. I saw someone do a comparison of what was the recent game that where Batman was dead, Gotham Knights. I saw someone do a comparison of Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and they were saying Gotham Knights looks more like a true follow-up to the Arkham games than this. And like all the points they laid out, the video comparisons, I was like, damn, they're not wrong.
It's funny too. Look, quick thing with Arkham Knights. Not Arkham Knights. What was you just talking about?
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yo, dead ass. This is when because I was doing content at first for gaming, and then I was just like, I love gaming, but I don't like doing content for whatever reason. It just depends. And I remember making a video about the game, and kid you not, it was like 5 minutes into the video, and it was so bad. The game was so fucking bad to me, bro. I literally, and this was before it came out. This was that original 15-minute trailer. In the middle of me recording the video, I stopped that shit, and I stopped that content period, because gaming was so bad. I'm like, yo, we're playing on PS5 and these next gen consoles, bro, and this is what we fucking getting, dog. It's a slap. It's literally a slap in the face.
Yeah,
I literally think it's a slap in the face. It's 2024. We shouldn't be doing this. We should.
I agree, and we have regressed as a gaming culture, man. And this is, if this isn't a blatant showing of that, then I don't know what it is. People are just delusional at this point. And to me, it's one big joke at this point because I've mentally had to disconnect myself because if I don't, I would be upset. It is upsetting. It's upsetting to see the state of gaming. And I feel like a lot of people that are dumping on Palworld and mind you, I had like a slight moment on Twitter that I had deleted because like I was so upset. And this goes
Why did you delete it though? You went so hard. It was gold.
You know,
Yeah.
but it involves people that like honestly are good people that we're dumping on Palworld and like it involves a lot of different things. And unfortunately, it also kind of throws a little bit of shade at people that I do respect in my moment of weakness. So I was
got
like,
you.
man, I love
But,
these
man,
people too much for
But
me
I
to
don't
keep it
think
up.
they would take it too personal though, man. I just think sometimes, man, we need to get that. Sometimes those opinions need to come out, man, so it don't.
I made a poor choice. If I would have handled the tweet in a more respectable manner, it could have stayed up. But I did get a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna
Maybe
lie.
I need to hear. Maybe I need to hear. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I would need
The
to. I mean, it's
context,
gone
you would
now.
have
You
been
feel me?
like,
But,
you would have been like, yeah, Cass, you were wild, and you could have definitely worded that a lot better, dog. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I made,
and
I
you
fucked
might
it
be
up.
right though, man. Because once you fly off that handle, like you like an
Yeah.
eagle off it.
Because it's one of those things where people are throwing like shade at Palworld because it's cartoony, and it's like to me those games have always existed. What has not existed is like this woke fucking era of sanitizing games, the insane censorship for the sake of we don't want to offend people, change like making games for women specifically that involve men's entertainment. Like this is the shit that we need to be complaining about, but most people don't want to talk about that because it involves them potentially being at risk in their own livelihood. And I understand that, I get it, but that's the problem. Like Palworld to me is not the problem.
That is a problem. It's a problem too on a large scale because what you're ultimately doing is you're recreating shit that you don't even fucking want. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ultimately what you're doing at a high level. You know, so it's. I mean, I don't know, man. It's.
If these creators that were so afraid of the mob coming after them, if all of them just started saying what they really meant, this shit would be over in a heartbeat. But like everyone knows, all the people in game development knows, all the people that write these articles know, all the big gamers aren't going to come out and say the negative shit because they're afraid of the cancel mob. And but if they would just realize they can't stop us all, if they would collectively get their heads out their asses and realize, you know what? No, I am tired of this. I'm tired of seeing Lara Croft be treated like she's a fucking dude, for example. If everyone came out and said that, what are these game journalists and these developers going to do? Go after everyone that gives free advertising to their games? Doesn't seem like a winning strat, if you ask me.
And the thing is, what I wanted to allude on in regards to the people not stepping up because of their platforms and all of that. Like, I mean, if you're a sellout, period. You know what I'm saying? I mean, simple. Like, because
I agree
because I mean, like, you have to have like. I mean, I know everyone's different. Again, this is my opinion. Everyone has to agree, but there's integrity. You know what I'm saying? At play when it comes to shit. I mean, I have a moral line of integrity, and I mean, I can't hop on camera. You know what I'm saying? And cop for something when I know ultimately it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Because not only are you steering people in the wrong direction, but when they start losing trust in you, your reputation is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So ultimately, in the long run, you're hurting your reputation, and that shit has a ceiling. It has a ceiling if you don't.
I don't know. I wonder sometimes, bro. I started this YouTube channel under the assumption that I would never get sponsored because I started this YouTube channel because I was upset in the direction gaming was going in. I was going to fucking talk about it. Like those were the two main things that I came to the reality of when I was considering making a channel. And I was just so upset with the direction gaming was going in that I did it. And yeah, I assumed that I would never get sponsored. I was assuming that a bunch of these, journalists were gonna hate me, game devs were gonna hate me, but I didn't give a fuck. And I still don't give a fuck. Like I don't care if you hate me. I want you to hate me because I fucking hate what you're doing to my favorite entertainment medium. To me, the greatest form of entertainment right now, period. Like, you're fucking it up, and I'm sick of it. And this is why my channel came to pass. Like, trust me, if I was happy with gaming, I probably would have just continued gaming with my homies, and I wouldn't have a YouTube channel, and I would be quiet, and I would be happy. But guess what? There's a lot of this shit is because I'm unhappy and I want to talk about it. And a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. There are a lot of fucking dick eaters out here that just fucking they're directly sponsored by these mega corporations that are trying to fucking fuck over our favorite form of entertainment. And a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people, you know, I understand that a lot of people may have positions in higher places than me. I'm just little old me. I'm not acting like I'm some big wig and blah blah blah. No, I'm just little old me, and I know I understand people have a lot more to lose than me. I don't have children. I don't have that type of shit. I get that, but
See, I don't think that's a good enough excuse. I'm gonna be real. It's gonna come off harsh, but I don't think that's a good enough excuse. Oh, I have a family to feed. I've got children. I'm like, yeah, tough shit. If feeding your family is important, but standing up for what is right, that way your kids can see what is more important, which is doing the right. I think that is far more important. Setting the example for your kids,
having integrity,
do the right thing, exactly, to having integrity.
Be on a good part of that change, bro. Because when it's all said and done, look, man, I love more than money more than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I genuinely do, but I'm not, you know what they say, man. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. You know, and so
I agree.
At the end of the day, man, like, I stand for, a moral line and integrity, and that's, my word and my, my just reputation on how I am. You know what I'm saying? How I treat people and stuff like that. And, again, man, I stand for that type of shit, man. So I took a step back from gaming, man, because it wasn't fun no more, man. It's really in a really, really fucked up spot. Like, it's a really fucked up spot, and I just kind of took a step back for a minute for sure, man.
Yeah. Strick, do you have enough time to talk about the state of play, or you got to bounce?
No, I could talk about that.
All right, so let's jump into the state of play, because it's one of those where PlayStation's been very dormant, and I'm still trying to get into the reality that, yeah, PlayStation's changed from last gen. I think PlayStation was in a decent place last generation. I was relatively happy with a lot of shit they had going on. They were the ones I always looked forward to when it came to like E3s and them and expecting what they showed at E3s to come to actually come to fruition. They were a company I could relatively reasonably depend on. PS5 generation just hasn't been like that for me. And it's been a while since we've seen a PlayStation event, and this is a state of play. Now, they showed some things that I had some mixed feelings on it. There's some things that I liked, there's some things that I didn't, but I definitely want to get y'all's thoughts on it and how y'all was feeling about this state of play, because it's been a minute since we've had one. But bro.
You can go ahead.
I unplugged my PlayStation 5.
I think
done with it.
I think, to give it a score, just for context, man, I gave it like a 6.5 out of 10. Not bad, not great. I mean, and to be honest, you already know kind of where I stand with PlayStation. I love them, but they definitely fell off. And I was one of the first people to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? When I just seen them literally falling off. And again, man, the state of play was solid. But this is the thing. Their previous 3 to 4 state of plays were so bad. I don't know if it was because of that this one is that solid, or if it was, you know what I'm saying? Because really, the only games I really liked, Silent Hill looked okay, man, but the combat looks off. Rise of the Ronin looks good, but they look like a bunch of reused assets from I think Neo. And shout out to Jack Smoot, because he said that, and I kind of looked at it like, damn, it kind of do like they use a lot of reused assets. And there was and obviously Stellar Blade, but graphically a lot of these games don't look super like they look fun to play, like with the gameplay and everything, but the graphical fidelity just it's not hitting for me. I don't know if it could just be me though. Maybe I just got high standards or something.
So yeah, I'm gonna be real. I'm a Nintendo fan. I don't give a fuck about graphics as long as the game is good. But unfortunately, most of these games didn't look good. Like I'm gonna Kaz, if it's cool with you, I'm gonna share my screen for a moment.
Sure.
And because I literally had a quick blurb detailed thought on pretty much everything that was a state of play. And so I want your guys' opinion. So Helldiver 2, I'll be real. I think it looks generic as fuck.
It does. I'm gonna play it,
It
but
does.
it does
I'm
look like
getting
your typical.
I'm playing it.
I'm
playing
getting
it,
it, but I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. The fact that it is like a $40 game gives me incentive to give it a chance, because why the fuck not? If it was a $70 game, they could
I'm
sell
not
Yeah,
getting
I,
a game
I
on
spent
day one.
30
think-
on it, so
I'm not getting
I
it day
think-
one. I'm done. getting
I
it day one.
think they're missing a big opportunity. This should be their free to play. They need a free to play. They should have been free
Bruh,
to play.
I'm sorry, bro, but when you say that and you don't buy games, go fuck yourself.
The
Hey, no, bro.
PlayStation desperately needs multiplayer.
no, they
games,
don't.
and
They
Hey,
don't.
do.
They don't need a free to play game.
They
They
need
need a free-to-play game.
multiplayer.
to.
They don't need a free
They
to
need
play
a
game.
multiplayer, but they don't
Need
need
a
a free to play
free-to-play.
game.
They don't
Need
need
a
free to play
free-to-play.
is a kryptonite word to gaming at this point, bro.
Nah,
Yeah, no,
free to play.
Trick is right. I was like, when I, as a gamer, hear free to play, I immediately think,
Right.
okay, so filled with microtransactions, or there was no heart and soul put into the game,
And that's
or
what
no,
and that's
like,
and
I
that's
don't
what it
give a
looks
fuck
like.
about free to play.
When I look at Helldiver 2, that's all I see.
And they're gonna lie. They're gonna say
I
we
don't know,
fully support this game, and then 2 months later they're not supporting it like they were the first fucking 2 months you were, because you wanted to get us on your game. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
here's the thing though. Do you guys remember the first Helldivers?
It was
I didn't
decent.
play it,
have
but I
it.
know it was top down.
I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, to me, I think this is like an improvement over the first one. I mean, whether it
Oh, it's a
plays good
vast
or not, I
improvement.
can't say for sure. But I mean, like, so far, like, I think this game is like a little gem. It could potentially be like a little gem.
Hey.
It's small in scale, but I think that it could be fun. Like, I honestly think that it. Could it be generic? I don't know. I mean, it's like I like the spoofish demeanor if you look at the trailers and like how they're kind of making
Hold
like
up.
the spoofy sort of shoot.
We gotta laugh though at the fact. First of all, he says, "Oh, how adorable! They are still trying to make this thing." And then the Sony Shadow says, he says, "The hype is real."
I'll admit I'm
You're
biased
still
for Sonic.
impressed."
I'll admit I'm biased for Sonic. Okay, it's been there. Like I've been playing Sonic since I was like 2 years old or something. I'll
But
admit
I
I'm
know-
biased there.
But I know it because you're hyped, but then you're holding them accountable at the same time. You're like, yeah, I'm hyped for your shit because I'm biased, but you're still full of shit though. Like, don't think.
I'm not so buying it. I'm being real. I don't know that I'm gonna buy it, but I am hyped for it. And like when it comes to real quick to add to Helldivers 2, I think the game will be fun. I do want to point that out there, but I think it's gonna be fun because you'll be playing with your buddies and making good memories, not because the game itself will be fun. It'll be fun because of the people
Good
you're
point.
playing with. And
That's a
at that
good
point, any multiplayer game can be fun.
No,
That's a good
that's
point.
fair to say. I mean, I'm not sold on it. I'm willing to take the shot because I think it's a reasonable price for the game. We'll see though. But for me, the standout is indeed Stellar Blade. Not because of the cheeks. I know all the dudes in the chat are there because of the cheeks. Okay, but for me, I am a fan of Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. Those are games that are genuinely like fun to me. They're pretty much my bag. Stellar Blade, from a gameplay perspective, falls into that. The fact that the developers are like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about cancel culture. We don't give a fuck about the rules to entertainment in modern day. We're gonna make a game that clearly appeals to men in the most obvious ways, and they won the dudes over. And the game looks pretty badass.
And they
in its
fired a
own
couple
right.
feminists working for them because the
Yes.
Man.
icing on the damn cake.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've always told people a fat ass will cure a lot of shit. Hey, look, hey, what was the
Facts.
highlight of the GTA 6 trailer? A girl twerking
The
with
girl
a fat ass on the bar.
Amen.
You know,
Big fires do save lives.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't
Straight up.
lying, man. Look, man, I understand the sentiment. Whatever makes y'all happy, y'all do you. I'm here for the gameplay, but I like the reality that it is breaking the rules, that they don't give a fuck. Like,
That's what I like.
I'm naturally that type of person. Like, that's the type of person I am. If you tell me that, oh, you're not allowed to do this, guess what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to go do it just because you told me I'm not allowed
You're
to.
a rebel at heart. We're rebels at heart, bro. We were rebels at heart. Will always do that shit, and it's an innate ability to do it. We don't even mean to do it. It's like an impulse. The second
Yes.
someone be like, they'll be like, oh, well, you can't do this. Well, why not? Oh, because this. Well, that don't make sense. So I'm definitely gonna fucking do it.
Exactly. Like that's just how I've always been. And this is the developer's name is Shift Up, and apparently they fired 2 women for being toxic feminists. And apparently
Well,
one
good
of
for
them
them.
tweeted about it. I went to look up the account for this person, and their account disappeared. And they're calling for a boycott of Stellar Blade. They said the company that made the game, Shift Up, removed the work of 2 women because they were feminists. I'm a victim and former employee of this game company. So
Hey,
I say,
collectively,
go fuck yourself.
collectively, men will always agree that we will not get rid of the fat ass stuff. We won't.
If this game does not get announced for PC, like if they come out and say there will be no PC support for this game, I'm going to buy a PS5 copy, even though I don't have a PS5, just to say fuck these, like fuck these, not the developers, but like this ideology, because I want to see
Yeah.
developers do stuff
They
like this.
should.
I want to make sure this game is a success. That being said, I'm a little pissy there's been no PC announcement, so I'm gonna hold off and hope for PC port.
Yeah.
So
I get
I
it,
think
too.
originally the game was going to come to PC, but they broke a deal with PlayStation, which made it now PS5, at least temporary exclusive.
Yeah,
I think
if it's a timed exclusive, I'll wait just like I'm waiting for Final Fantasy 16. Like I'm gonna get. I know people talk shit on Final Fantasy 16, but I'm gonna get the PC port when it drops and experience it for myself. I'll do the same with Stellar Blade, even if it means waiting an extra year or something.
That
Oh,
reminds me.
Stellar Blade's a time exclusive. Okay, I'll play it. I'll play it next year.
That reminds me. The next game, because I know I'm playing like a couple games to get back into it, but the next game I am playing, I forgot about this. Horizon Forbidden West on PC, because I beat it, platinumed it on PlayStation 5, but that shit is gonna be that shit's gonna be crazy on PC. Bro.
yeah.
It's
No,
it's
you're
gonna
not
be
kidding.
it's gonna be fucking insane. Like I can't wait because I'm playing that bitch in like 130 frames per second.
And I think that really, guys, when it comes to Stellar Blade, that this could be a big moment to show that you can break away from what is socially acceptable and be extremely successful. That's why I will buy this on PS5, and when it comes to PC, I will also buy it. I'll buy it day one on
Right.
both platforms because I want to support artists being able to break away from the quote unquote rules. I don't know who the fuck made these rules and how it became
I
a
need to
thing,
start using
but
it.
here we are.
Well,
I can't wait
here's
for it to
the
come to
deal,
PC.
Japan is falling behind in terms of what we're seeing, with the ideology and bending the knee of the West. I gotta say, Korea might be overtaking Japan when it comes to putting out content. Like they're giving us Stellar Blade, they gave us BTS. So what can I say? Korea knows what's up. Like, or at least the southern part of Korea, not that northern part that is ran by that fat murderer.
No, South Korea for real. They're bringing they honestly are bringing entertainment to a different level, just on a music entertainment
Doing it
base
in
alone.
TV as well. You ever watch any South Korean movies and TV shows?
Yeah,
their
I
video games,
agree.
like South Korea is
I
just
think-
straight killing the entertainment game right now.
I think
agree.
they're the one that I think they're the same place that's making the First Descent too. I think so.
I'm too lazy to go look it up, but maybe I can't say for
I
sure.
think it is.
But yeah, I'm happy to see that at least someone in the world is making good entertainment, because us over here,
But,
we are swimming in mediocrity at
And-
best right now.
And
Kiwi?
for God's sake, PlayStation. My bad, Oz. For God's sake,
Okay.
stop putting the VR games in these fucking events and put it in a
Yes.
separate event, bro.
Yes.
We
Yes.
don't give a fuck about VR. We don't. There's not a lot of people who really cares about VR in the grand scheme of what we talk about with games. There's not. You know what I'm saying? Especially for specifically the PSVR 2. So stop putting in filler in the shows with that shit. In the games that they show were ass anyway.
I think it's fair to say, like, so this is a PlayStation State of Play, and I was dumping on this, but then I thought about it after my live stream. I was dumping on this State of Play, but then I was like, but every State of Play has been, like, to me, this is like maybe like a 5 or 6 range. To me, every State of Play has been like a 3 at best. Like, and to me, I think this State of Play was better than their last like showcase event, like their major showcase. I think this was a better event than their last showcase event. I think that's
what I'm
a fair
saying. Like,
assessment.
it was that's what I'm saying. Like, did I give it a 6 point? I don't know yet. Did I give it a 6.5 because the last ones were so bad that
Yeah.
this one, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not playing most of the shit off of that show. I'm playing like 3 games. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You know what bothers me the most? That none of these games, probably by that walking simulator game. What the hell's it called?
Hey, no Death
You
Stranding.
mean the one with the
Death
dude with
Stranding.
the fat ass?
No Death Stranding.
Yeah. That's the only game on this list that actually looks like a $70 game. But
Oh,
that's it.
Death
Celebrate.
Stranding?
I
Yeah.
completely disagree. You tell me Rise of Ronin doesn't look like a $70 game? I think it does.
No, it just looks like any other samurai game I've seen before. There's nothing different
Oz,
about
okay,
it.
first of all, Oz, what do you think $70 is? I'm confused. Have you ever seen $70 just like IRL?
Hey,
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think
Game Pass is $70.
Okay.
Fuck you.
I think it
You
can
probably pay
get
$120 a year for Game Pass. Like,
Rise of the Ronin. I'm gonna be honest. For 70, I need Rise of the gameplay looks phenomenal for me personally. I just need it for it to be 70. And again, it does make sense for you because you said you're not into graphics like that. I'm big into graphical fidelity, so I would want it to look like realistically, I would want it to look like Black Myth Wukong or something like that.
Yeah,
If it
it
looks
looks amazing.
I get
that's
that.
totally fair. Like, I get why
Yeah.
people paying $70 for games. They want them to look gorgeous as well as play gorgeous. And like, I guess the reason I don't like getting hung up on graphics is because you clearly don't have this problem because you're using the terminology correctly. But a lot of people like they don't realize that a lot of graphics aren't bad. That it's an aesthetic art style choice. People are like, oh, like look at the bad graphics on so and so when it's quite literally clearly an artistic choice as opposed to it's just bad graphics. So like for someone that knows the difference and can make an articulate argument like you're doing, that's a-okay. But most people, unfortunately, are just fucking retarded.
Yeah, like seafood, for example. Like they'll be like, oh, this look, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, it's the art style. It's supposed to look like that. Just maybe not a good example, but an example.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I mean, to me, I like Rise of Ronin. I don't necessarily need to for it to have pristine like graphical fidelity. I just need a game. Like, here's the thing. Here's the one thing I asked for, and I'll play your game. And it's so fucking difficult for the mass majority of developers in modern day to do. The one fucking thing I want above everything else is a video game that has a fun gameplay loop. Most of these games don't have that.
Repetitive or not, just make it fucking fun, bro.
Like let the gameplay loop be fun, and I will engage in a game that is arguably dog shit for a long period of time, just because the gameplay loop is addictive to me. And to me, I think Rise of Ronin could potentially be a really fun gameplay loop. And it doesn't look, necessarily next gen. No, I'd argue this looks like it could be a PS4 game.
The
it looks
combat
good
looks
though.
nice.
Yeah, like it looks. It
The
doesn't
combat
look
looks fucking
bad.
sick.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all to me. I just feel like for it to be a PS5 title and for what people got the PlayStation 5 for, it should look better. And obviously, again, I'm in the graphical fidelity, and I have a PC with a 4090. Like, I didn't get this, what I'm saying, to pay to play fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the best shit.
Of course,
so,
yeah. You went out of your way to get the best shit, so you want to see the best shit. I mean, that's completely understandable. Like, I get that.
Right.
And but to add to that, compare Rise of the Ronin to like Silent Hill 2. And as an OG Silent Hill fan, I think Silent Hill 2 looks like not visually, but like in general, it looks like it's gonna be dog shit. Like, it looks gorgeous. I would say Silent Hill 2 visually looks better than Rise of the Ronin, but I guarantee you I will have more fun playing Rise of the Ronin, and that kills me inside as an OG Silent Hill fan.
No, so, I would. If I had to choose the two, I'm definitely playing Rise of the Ronin because I'm taking fun over that any day.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is, so when I watched Silent Hill 2, and maybe someone can explain this to me. When I watched the live stream of Silent Hill 2, the frame rate looked like ass. But then when I went to go look at it in like 2K on my monitor after the fact, with like, basically the PlayStation posted it on its own, not the live stream, the frame rate looked fine. So I don't know if that was like an internet thing or not.
There could be parts of it that have intentional bad frame rate just because Silent Hill's whole thing is fucking with you psychologically. So it would not surprise me at all if there are moments that look like glitchy and the motion is off because it's so cerebral. But
no, but what I'm saying is during the live stream it looked like that, but when I went to go look at it as its own trailer that PlayStation posted,
I get you. Okay, the
frame rate
PlayStation
didn't
trailer
look
looked
bad.
good, but okay,
yeah. So maybe
Yeah,
it was
I
an
don't know.
internet thing at the time, maybe on their end, with how their live stream was going, but like to me that if you're gonna do an event to showcase your software, the most important thing for a video game company, like you have to do everything in your power to make sure that software looks as pristine as possible.
Yeah.
yeah, but man, if that was the case, we wouldn't have some of those glorious E3 compilations of like worst showcases at E3. And you know what? I fucking live for those. Like the reason Nintendo pulled out of E3 was because they fucked up an E3 live event one time, which was hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Like they
I
straight
get
up
you.
went to show off Skyward Sword with Wii Motion Plus, and it didn't work on the spot
At
being
all.
broadcast
That was hilarious.
live. It
That was
was so
hilarious.
fucking funny.
That was hilarious. I
Yeah.
remember that.
But I mean, there was definitely some stinkers that were involved here. I mean, obviously they're trying to push Foam Stars. I mean, that game is like I don't really
There's
honestly
your
I'm
free
just
to play game, Oz.
yeah,
yeah.
enjoy if you have PS Plus. But I mean, I
It's-
feel like that game is following the same route as was it the All Stars
Destruction
battle?
All Stars. I was
Destruction
literally
All
gonna
Stars.
say,
Yeah.
Listen,
played
It's
that
the
game
same
for
exact
1
scenario.
hour.
Sony,
Hey.
Sony always finds the way to copy Nintendo. They always try
The
to
thing
rip them
is,
off.
the
Always.
fact that this is the thing too. This is the funny part. This is the funny part. The funny part about Destruction All Stars is it was originally not even on PlayStation Plus. That shit we were
No,
for that.
Yep.
Shit.
70. It was gonna be
Can you
$70.
They were
imagine?
going to sell it for
Can
$70,
you
and everyone
imagine?
said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. Hey, I would have loved to see if what people in PlayStation Nation would have said about that game if they paid for it. If it would have still got the
They would have
same.
kept. They would have kept. Come on,
You would've
man, bro.
kept.
Yo, with the amount of dick eating we be seeing this generation from these motherfuckers, bro, having nothing to show but oh my god, look at PS5 sales, guys, best console ever. Come on, bro. You know they would have dick eat, bro. Now
That's
it's
really
like
No, that's
I
really
think
what it is.
the
Argue about
fact that they would have paid the $70 because they would have would have been more incentive to cap for it. I think because they got it through PS Plus, there was less incentive to sit here and say like, yeah, this game is good. You know? That honestly, bro, when you pay for something, you really do sit there and try to enjoy it more than if you got it for free.
You really do that. No,
You do.
actually, I don't. I cut my losses, bro. Like, cause I don't, because man, I care about my time, dog. I can't do it. I
Yeah,
can't do
no,
it. Not
I
saying
feel
nobody
you.
else. I can't do it.
No, I agree with you on that, but
See, I actually I do disagree there though, because like whether I pay for or maybe I do agree, like whether I pay for something or whether something is free, usually my end goal is to find like the artistic merit in something, not just the financial value. Now, granted, there's a ratio to that. There's sometimes no amount of artistic merit will compensate for the fact that you just paid $70 fucking for something. But at the end of the day, I would rather look at the piece of media itself, as what is in the context of the media, than how much I paid for it. Which is why, like when games went up to 70, like when Tears of the Kingdom came out and it was $70, which was unheard of for a Switch game, especially with the old hardware. I was like, you know what? I don't care that the optimization for the Switch, first of all, it did run beautifully. I didn't have any issues with it, but a lot of people were saying, oh, it's dropping frames. Even if I had experienced that, I've been like, man, this game is so massive. It's so much fun. There's so much stuff I could spend my time doing in it. I don't care that it was $10 more than every single other Switch game. I loved the content of the game.
And it's nuanced too, depending on the game. Because a game that I may not, you know what I'm saying, or I may not like that and just say fuck it and not play. You might like that, more that game more or that genre more, and you can kind of play it, for a little bit longer. So yeah, I understand that. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like for example, if for example I'd gotten Final Fantasy 16 for free, and I would have played it for like a couple hours, been like, whatever, toss it aside because I thought it's mediocre, but I paid $70 for that bitch day one. I was analyzing every little aspect of it, like like at first I was like, okay, so this is cool, with that first boss battle. Then I'm like, going, it's like, okay, this is boring. This is boring. All right, let me get through this. Let me get through this. Let me get through this. And then, whatever. But, bruh, if I would have fucking gotten that game for free and I would have played the first boss battle and I would like, oh, that's cool. And then I would have seen how boring like the part before the next boss battle was, I would have dropped that shit immediately. I wouldn't have played it for 50 hours like I did, and then inevitably dropped it because it's like, bro, I'm just not fucking having fun. I'm not gonna sit here and fuck. There's only so long I can go pretending that like it's gonna get better. Like, there's only so far. I dropped the game because it's like, okay, so like I understand the premise of this game. Boss fight, boring moment. Boss fight, boring long ass moment. Like that's literally what that game was. And there's only so far I could go. My money could take me to try and enjoy something, but I definitely did sit there and did my best to enjoy it.
She got the $38 and she said, "Okay, fuck this shit."
Well, no, because now going back to turn-based possibly for their upcoming next Final Fantasy game. So like clearly a lot of people are in the same boat as Cass.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's rumors of the next Final Fantasy game, and it's a remake, and I heard it's 9. So I heard that that's more small scale, so it's probably going to be more like what it should be as opposed to
other 9 is better than 7. People can bite me.
A lot of people think 6 is better than 7, but
6 is better than 7. 6 and 9 are the I oddly enough, 6 and 9, nice, are the best Final Fantasy games after Tactics.
Okay, but yeah, for me, I don't know what to think of Silent Hill because I've seen it live and then I watched it afterwards. 2 totally different experiences because the game looked like the frame rate is dog shit when we watched it live. So I don't know what to think about it. I mean, the atmosphere I thought looked decent. The character, the way he moves, he looks like he's dead. Like honestly, like dead man walking. Maybe I don't know if that was the intention, but
that's
just
probably
the lack of animation.
Do you know the story of Silent Hill 2 out of curiosity?
No.
Okay, so the reason I'm upset with Silent Hill 2 is some behind the scenes developers comments. Visually, also now that I've seen gameplay, it looks like they're straight up just ripping off Resident Evil 4 again. Silent Hill and Konami have this problem of like, hey, Capcom did something successful. Let's also do that, as opposed to just doing their own fucking thing, and it's getting really annoying. So it seems like they're doing the same thing here. They're just ripping off Resident Evil 4's control scheme, which is like, I guess you could say the original Silent Hill 2 ripped off the old school Resident Evil control scheme, but either way, we've come far enough. Give us something different. But anyway, contextually to the story, I think there's a reason that Harry is moving around as such, and I don't want to spoil. Okay. Well, you're not gonna play it. I'm not gonna spoil it. It's a horror game, though. You're not going to fucking play it. I don't know why I'm worried about it.
For me, I try horror games, and then I just play them for as long as I can go until I'm like,
dude,
okay,
you're not going to get past... If it follows the original, you're not going to get past the first 10 minutes of Silent Hill 2, Cass. I'm going to be real.
Oh, no.
You're not going to get past the first 10... Like, Silent Hill 2 makes... The original Silent Hill 2 made the first 3 or 4 Resident Evil games look like fucking Barney or Teletubbies. Like, I'm going to be real.
Okay. Damn.
He's right.
Well,
he's right.
That puts it in context. So,
yeah, he's right.
Another contentious game that people have been like, discussing is Until Dawn getting what might be a remake. I don't know if it's considered a remake or a remaster. I enjoyed the game. Did it need a remake or a remaster? No. To be
dude, I got a funny ass story about the original Until Dawn. So like when me and my buddy, we went to the midnight release we got because we've been stoked. We were looking forward to that game so hard. And we were like, and at the time I used to smoke hookah all the time. We're like, you know what? We're gonna smoke hookah and play this game all night. We're gonna fill the base of the hookah with alcohol and get super fucked up smoking alcohol while we play Until Dawn. And that was my first experience playing straight through with no breaks, was just getting progressively more drunk doing fucking alcohol hookah hits. And I adore that game. I don't think it needs a remake. I thought it looked stupid in the state of play. But then today you posted all the stuff that's coming with it. And like, okay, if they're really doing all this extra work to justify redoing this relatively recent game, I might be sold. That being said, It's apparently getting a movie. So what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, man. Like, to me, it didn't need a remake or a remaster, but there's some interesting features that they're adding to the game, like more stuff. So that's cool. And it's coming to a different platform. And I'm a supporter of anything to preserve games. And one thing to do in order to preserve games is put it on many platforms as possible. So it is coming to PC, which is cool. I'm I mean, I'll pick it up. I don't know if it's $60 or $70. I'm not picking it up day one, but I'll pick it up and play it again because I enjoyed the story. I like slashers that falls in that sort of slasher theme, and it was cool for what it was. And
You know how we
whatever,
were just
man.
talking about you pay for a game and you would play it and I won't.
Yeah.
That was
Nah,
one of those
dude.
games for me, man.
Nah.
But I know I try, but I wanted to try. I really wanted to give it a try. You know what I'm saying? Some things I just kind of take that risk, and if it don't stick, it don't stick. But at least I
Yep.
tried. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a gamer, so I'm gonna try certain shit. But
Yeah, I feel you.
Neozoic, exactly. It's
Yeah,
literally a video game movie. Effectively, it is a playable movie.
I've explained this in as detailed explanation as possible.
they're
It,
stretching.
to me, them making a movie of an interactive video game movie, to me demeans gaming.
Hey,
While also remaking the game, apparently.
because
Yeah.
they know people gonna buy it, so they're really stretching some of this shit. Like until
Yeah, no,
dawn,
I agree with that.
they're milking that cow. They're gonna milk that cow.
We'll see. I mean, I think maybe it could earn its justification in terms of at least features. It doesn't need it, but hey, there's some cool features here. Maybe. We'll see.
It wasn't one of the
I
things
think
that
it
was
depends on
listed
pricing.
that you type that you put out there. It's got like a bunch of new cutscenes and endings, like new outcomes, and like if so, that because the game already has like a bunch of different outcomes. Like I've had so many characters die in various different ways throughout the playthroughs. I've had everyone live. My very first playthrough, only 2 characters lived. One time I went for an all death run just to see how fast I could kill everyone off. Like there's so many different ways to play Until Dawn. I've never played it the same way twice, and I think I've ran through that game 5 times now. Like so they're adding even more. That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, apparently now it's like this. It's one of those things where they had like fixed camera angles in the game. Apparently, there's like a new third-person mode, so that kind of changes it up a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see how it looks from more than
The
just
fixed
like
camera angles were like I don't feel like that should be. Maybe I'll have my mind changed, but the fact that it was supposed to be an interactive movie, the fixed camera angles help with that. It's like you are playing a movie. So like I don't know how much is going to change the game to change the camera angles.
It's intriguing. I think it's intriguing, but like if you're one of those where like this didn't need it, I completely agree with that. But do I hate it? Am I upset about it? No, not really either. But that's just me personally. I didn't mind the game. I'll play it again, depending on the price point. If it gets down to like that $25 price tag, I'll pick it up and play it through it again because I enjoyed it for what it was, and I'll be interested to see what it is, how they change it. But yeah, I mean, shit. Let's talk about
Judas.
Talk about Judas because I think
let's talk about Judas, baby.
I gotta get up out of. I gotta get up out of here because I gotta get up early.
All right, David. Yo,
your man's just tired, boss.
Straight. I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Let the people know where they can find you.
All right, so I always love you. Already know I appreciate you, Cass, as usual. Yeah. Appreciate all y'all too on the panel. Catch me on Twitter at STLCTY03. Also on IG with the same handle, and I do astrology and tarot videos on TikTok, so you can catch me there too at Cosmic33. Man, other than that, I'm chilling.
All right, well,
I'm just dropped you a follow. It was awesome hanging with you, man.
Yeah, man, I follow you back, man. You good people. Yeah. If you roll with cash, you probably good people.
I gotta ask you something real quick before you bounce. Is that a reference to where you live?
What?
You don't have to say where it is or anything, but your username that at.
No, because a lot of people thought it meant I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It stands for Steel City. It's like an abbreviation.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I know people would think like St. Louis and St. Louis or whatever. So yeah, no, that's not.
Okay, cool. Just curious.
Yeah, you good people. Yeah, no worries, bro.
All right, bro. So I posted your Twitter. I posted your YouTube. I don't have your TikTok, but
it's all good. Don't worry about it, man.
Thank you so much for pulling up, hanging out with us. It was good talking with you. Anytime we want to come through again, you are more than welcome to. But I understand it.
Say less. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy. Everybody have a good evening, man. Have a great weekend. Sending y'all that positive energy. You already know the vibes, man. Y'all
Hell
be
yeah,
easy.
bro.
Right,
take care, Strick. Have a good one, bro.
All
right, yo, what you feel about Judas?
Oh, it's
care.
gonna be good, baby. Judas gonna be like that was one of the highlights of the state of play for me. All you had to say was homie who made BioShock. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, like I was hoping it was gonna be a little bit more darker in tone, but to be honest with you, it looks pretty good, man. It looks cool. I like it. It looks different from everything else we got going on, and yeah, it is Kevin Levine, so that's cool, man. BioShock is BioShock.
It's Ken.
Ken Levine, excuse me.
Yeah. The legend.
But yeah, man, you know, I mean, shit.
You
I
say
remember when we
darker
was
in tone.
waiting.
I think it's going to be real dark in tone. I think
Could be.
I think that's a misdirection with the art style, which is again something that is
Yeah.
really intriguing to me because like you've got. Do you remember the song "Walking on the Sun" by Smash Mouth? You know, I might as well be walking on the sun.
No.
Big hit in like 99 or 2000, whatever year it was. Point is, it's such a happy-go-lucky, like uplifting song musically, but then you listen to the lyrics and you realize, holy shit, this is about the end of the fucking world. That's what I'm imagining Judas is going to be. Like, oh, look at this bright, happy, interesting, colorful 1950s-esque world. And then it's going to be just cerebral and dark as fuck. Like, homie knows how to make games. I'm so beyond stoked for this, especially because I've been hearing rumors of a BioShock remake. Nah, I'd rather have this. I want some new territory.
Yeah, I remember us waiting around for a fucking BioShock Vita game, and I was looking forward to, and that never actually happened, and eventually got canceled. But it's cool to see that we are getting something from Ken Levine here, and it does look cool. I'll definitely be jumping into this and seeing what's up. It's also coming to, while it's been advertised for PlayStation 5, it's also coming to PC. So that's a big dub for me. I think it's also coming to Xbox. So it's going to be multi-platform, pretty much on everything.
I guess one thing it's not coming to, and it should be on. The people are already complaining about it. Oh yeah, people like. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, honestly, man, like at some point, y'all fucking brokies, and I don't like to throw that out there like that. But if you see a game that you genuinely think is gonna be awesome, and your whole thing is, I refuse to pay for it, I will wait for it to come to Game Pass, and there's not one singular thing you could say that's like, oh man, like this looks sus or that looks sus. Like the game looks amazing. And
how do people expect the free market to work when you've got shit like Game Pass? So don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Game Pass. I use it. I enjoy it. It is what it is. Yeah. But how do people expect the free market to work when you can just stream a bajillion fucking games for $10 a month? At that point, what incentive is there for the artists to put their whole heart and soul into a game when people aren't going to buy it for $60 and $70? I think Game Pass and other subscription services are honestly they're detrimental to the gaming industry.
I think that if people don't at some point like realize the bigger picture, at some point, yes, we're gonna get all games on these streaming services, on these these subscription services, I should say, but they're all gonna be shovelware.
Yep.
Right. I think I said the same thing in one of my streams recently.
I agree.
This is gonna be like this. We've not had shovelware, or we won't end up having shovelware. Like it's gonna be akin to the Wii. At this point.
Yeah, no, I think it could potentially get worse than the Wii. Like I think that most games are genuinely like shovelware now. Whether they think, but the thing is, like the developers and the publishers haven't come to that reality yet. They actually think that a lot of their bullshit ass games are worth $70. I think that sooner or later, it's just gonna get worse, and then they're just gonna throw everything on this service to justify it. Because they're fighting to justify their bullshit ass price tags for their bullshit ass games.
Yeah.
But like, where do we go from
here? At least
here?
Carnival Games and Just Dance Wii Edition knew what they were. They knew that this was like, here's some slop for your kids to get for Christmas, so you can say you got them a game and it'll keep them entertained for a couple weeks. Like at least they were honest and priced them at $20 or what the fuck ever. I don't like shovelware, but I can at least respect it when they know what they're fucking doing.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get you with that. And
I wasn't really impressed with Judas. I was like, whatever.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Do you like BioShock?
I love BioShock.
Where's the disconnect? Like,
it's not BioShock.
You're just upset that it doesn't say BioShock in the title?
I just wasn't really interested. I like the whole aesthetics about it and shit.
But I mean, besides it being a little more colorful than the OG BioShock,
It literally looked like it played almost identically. Yeah, it just has more color.
Yeah.
Like that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Would you be more interested if you played as Mario, or if Bowser was the bad
Of
guy?
course. I mean, come on. If you murdering people as Bowser would be amazing. Come on now. You play it.
This is
play
this is why Ozzknot is a panel member, a permanent panel member, because he is a fucking crackhead. That's
I
what
just didn't like it. I shrugged my shoulders like, oh, okay.
Okay then. Sucks to be you, because I'm definitely getting that bitch day one. I'm not even the biggest BioShock fan. Like, BioShock's cool. I've only played the first one. I didn't play 2 or Infinite, but I'll get this.
I played Infinite, and I don't like that
Infinite-
game at all.
Infinite was hilarious.
Infinite's got a really good story. The problem with Infinite is that when you've conditioned people for it to be like a horror game, which BioShock was enough of a horror game to have horror fans interested, BioShock 2 was the same, and then you bring in 3, which keeps the same like mental storytelling but takes the horror out completely. It threw bitches off, your boy included.
The first
Yeah, I
one was the
get you
best.
that.
First one was hard the best, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, Disney Shepherd, it was good with you guys. Just so you know, I'm not ignoring you. Normally, I post y'all's comments up on here to at least acknowledge you guys, but unfortunately, StreamYard is just acting funny today. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
won't let me even see your comments. So I have like I'm reading what you guys are saying, but I can't really. It's hard for me to acknowledge you guys like I normally do because because StreamYard is fucked up.
You know,
But,
there's another new Godzilla movie coming out.
Yeah.
Monsters of the
If
Sea
it's
or some shit.
if it's not what is it, Toho? Then I don't know if I care at this point. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
say Godzilla movie? Do you mean game Ozzknot? Since we're talking about State of Play, because
No. There, I wanted to throw it in there real quick. There's another Godzilla movie coming out. It's coming on HBO Max.
Okay, but let's talk about arguably the winner of the State of Play, which is Dave the
Godzilla.
Diver for
I was about to
including
say Dave the
Godzilla.
Diver. That's what I thought I was about to go into. Dave the Diver getting like Godzilla. Like,
okay, who's
yo,
Dave the Diver? Because like I wasn't interested in the King of Monsters came out of the ocean, and now I'm interested. Can I
Right.
play as Godzilla and just kill everything?
that's
Fuck
one
Dave
way
the
to get
Diver.
people's attention, right? Like they're definitely trying to like this is a game that definitely got nominated for the Game Awards, and while I don't
What is
acknowledge
it?
the Game Awards, I mean I don't know, but I want it.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's an indie game that took the world by storm last year, is what it is, and it enough of the world by storm to land a Godzilla crossover, which is
If I can't be Godzilla, I don't care.
Oh my God, Huey says I think Dave the Diver is a cooking sim.
Is it?
No,
So
it's not. No.
Oh, it's not.
Then can I be Godzilla and just eat everything then?
Oh my God.
I want to see Godzilla in that kitchen though, like Godzilla in a chef's hat.
Yeah, that's great.
Jesus.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Dave the Diver is not an indie game.
No, it's
Is
not.
it not?
It
No.
looks
Not.
indie-esque, but it's actually made
I'm
by a
looking it up
super
online.
mega corporation.
They're owned by a Korean.
No shit.
like,
Who made
conglomerate.
Dave the Diver then? I thought it was.
Korean?
I
I've never-
straight up thought it was an indie game.
Nah, it just looks indie, which that's been a dispute of the Game Awards because it was nominated. Here's why you probably fooled, Leon, because it was nominated for Indie Game of the Year, but it's
And it wasn't
in
an indie
fact
game.
not an indie game, and that's something that that was in dispute
Yeah,
along
we
with
talked
many
about that
things
on
during the Game
on the
Awards.
show.
Yeah. So it's definitely silly, but shout out to my boy Disney Shepherd. Thank you so much for the 750. Appreciate you. He said for the next bag of popcorn. Hell yeah, dog. Appreciate you, fam.
Man, bag of popcorn used to be $4. Inflation hitting hard.
Yo, you ain't lying. But yeah, Dave the Diver is cool. I'm definitely gonna wait till that DLC with Godzilla comes out and probably go pick it up because that's actually really cool, man. It's cool to see Godzilla in all forms of media that it's in. And I'm interested to see how they pull that off because I don't know anything about Dave the Diver, but now I'm going to get it because Godzilla's in it. So I'm the type of person, if I'm interested in something and I'm already kind of sold on it, I don't want to know what it's about. And I know that sounds weird, but like, I was sold on, for example, like, what should I bring up? Like, once I'm sold on something like Final Fantasy 16, I don't want to know that much about it. And I guess maybe that kind of burnt me. Stuff like that. That's just the type of person I am. But yo, Justin, thank you so much for the 10. He said, Have y'all played the new Prince of Persia or skipping? And
You play it. If you like side scrolling, people call it a Metroidvania. If you like those type of games, I would suggest buying it. But if you don't want to spend the full price, obviously you can get it at a discount.
heard that game sold terribly.
It did.
Which is, I mean, I think Palworld kind of definitely stole its thunder.
I don't think I don't think Palworld is like the sole reason. I think
No, it's not.
January
There's
was
many
just-
reasons.
Yeah, January was just a loaded month, and I don't think a lot of people, and most people today don't tend to love side scrollers that much. So I didn't expect it to do gangbusters, but it's cool.
I mean, look, I looked at the game, and here's my genuine thoughts. First off, it's not available on the platform that I wanted to buy it on, being Steam. So that was a turn off for me. Ubisoft wants to do fuck shit when they want to put their games on Steam whenever the fuck they feel like it, and I'm sick of that dog shit. Either put the fucking game on Steam, or I'm just sick and tired of your shit. Two, it's hard to justify $50 for a game like that, especially in such a loaded year. Front half of the year. So $50 for a game like that, it could be worth it. But for me, as someone that I'm not a Prince of Persia fan, I've wanted to get into the franchise. It just sadly didn't happen. So it's hard for me to justify that, even though I do like side-scrolling sort of Metroidvania style games. I played the demo; it's not bad, but I'm not really sold. Like, I'm not hyped to play it, so I'm not gonna force myself to buy the game. But there's just a lot of different reasons why this game didn't do well. Palworld's one of them. I think that it being $50 is another, and it not being available on the biggest platform on PC day one. So that's what it is. But
Hey, look,
thank you so
man,
much.
I go where the
Justin.
games are. That's essentially what
I'm
it
gonna be
is.
real. I love
I
side
feel you.
scrollers. Side scrollers are among my favorite genre, and I got zero interest in this game. It did not look. It looked aggressive, and maybe it's not when you actually play it. But again, marketing is a
really
big deal, and it looked aggressively generic in the marketing.
It's really good.
Like, the thing is, it's like, if it looked a little more gritty, I would have been interested. Like, maybe if it looked like the Warrior Within. I forget which Prince of Persia it was, but TJ, it's like your favorite one, I think.
Yeah, it's Warrior Within.
Yeah, that one looks cool. I feel like if it would have had a little more of that look, I would have been more interested.
The armor's
But that's
in it.
just me. What I like versus what is the most beloved nowadays seems to be very different. So that's just me speaking for me. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Hey,
but,
look, I have over 27 hours in the game. I'm not even done yet. It was worth it.
that's what's up, man. And you're a
It was a
Prince of
damn good
Persia
demo,
fan.
too.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it because it's been a minute since you got anything. We were waiting for a sense of time. I felt like that was where I would start off me fucking around with Prince of Persia was with that remake, and that didn't go well at all. But no, it's good that you as a fan enjoyed it. But
So we just gonna skip over Death Stranding 2 as we should.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just curious.
yo, man,
Yeah,
I
I'm going
was
to sleep. Let me get my blanket real
motherfuckers
quick.
is
Hold
Solid Cast was
We gonna
throwing
tell 'em.
shade at me because I said they didn't show gameplay. Bro, if you go look at the trailer, they technically showed gameplay, but it's like 20 seconds cut into like 5 different slices. And if
That's
you're
what
gonna
you
sit
do
here and
walk.
tell me, oh, they did show gameplay, Cass, and that's what you're talking to, you're referencing this little itty bitty fucking gameplay in a fucking 10-minute trailer, and then afterwards Kojima running his fucking mouth about some dog shit he has in development. I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck. To me, that isn't gameplay. Okay, if y'all really want to jack off to Kojima and really just be like, oh yeah, this 20 seconds of gameplay is valid, bro. I gave Xbox shit for how cut up all their gameplay was for everything except the Visions of Mana game, which is how Square's presentation was. It didn't have anything to do with fucking Microsoft other than them showing it. I gave Microsoft shit for how they show off their games in these broken little fucking sliver of pieces, but they still showed more gameplay given broken up than Death Stranding. So for me to sit here and not give Death Stranding shit for doing the same shit but even worse, like, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. I think it's bullshit. To me, that's not gameplay. But hey, if
dirty
motherfuckers want to argue with me, then argue with me. But I'm just I'm bored. I was fucking
Throughout-
bored.
Throughout
Yeah, I
this
feel
whole
like
stream,
Kojima stole half the fucking event from us. Like that's how I
Throughout-
felt because of that.
I
Throughout
was
this whole
getting the trailer. So it got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to minimize this, fuck around on Twitter, minimize this. I was at work. I'll watch Stay Play, do my job. And it got to the point where like, is this still fucking going? And then I was like, oh, we're at the end of the State of Play. Like, not only was this mid at best, a solid 5 out of 10. It had some gems in there, but as a whole, I wasn't sold. But you ended with the most I've been bitching, whether it be movies, video games, whatever. I've been bitching about the entertainment industry jerking itself off with their pretentiously long trailers. Like, this movie is coming out called Monkey Man, and it looks awesome. Monkey Man looks legit great, but the trailer's 3.5 fucking minutes. I don't need 3.5 fucking minutes for a movie trailer. I don't need 10 minutes of Death Stranding for a game I already know I'm not going to fucking buy. Because let's be real, Death Stranding is not culturally relevant. It has not been culturally relevant since it came out. People hype it up because the Kojima fanboys. Let's be real, it's a fucking whatever game. Oh, look, Norman Reedus fanboys get to interactively play with him. I don't give a shit. Death Stranding is not a good game. It was never a good game. We got goddamn robbed of Silent Hills because of Death Stranding. Fuck this game.
I mean, we got robbed of Silent Hills because Konami was on some.
I don't give a shit. I'm
shit.
gonna blame Kojima because Kojima's a piece
Yes,
of shit.
Fuck
Kojima is
Kojima.
the goddamn Quentin Tarantino of video games, except
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino is talented. Kojima's just a pretentious
Yeah,
fuck
say
who
it.
jerks himself off and
Say
says,
it.
"Look at my art." It's your
Uh-huh.
cum stains on your video game discs aren't
Yeah.
art, you prick.
He's overhyped. Fuck him.
I
Damn,
fucking
son.
hate Kojima, bro.
I don't hate
He'll
Kojima.
He'll
but
never
was
be Mr.
annoyed.
Miyamoto.
I-
Never ever.
My problem is that Kojima has become this person that all these companies go to in order to get the crowd hyped, and it's never warranted. Like, he was at the Game Awards, he got all this time to just show some bullshit of people just talking into a microphone and talking into a camera, and it's like, y'all spent like fucking 10 plus minutes to show that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, the same thing with this. You took up half the fucking event just for you to be able to talk for a little bit and then show a bunch of cutscene stuff and then 2 seconds of fucking gameplay. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not here for that type of shit. Like, to me, if they would have showed 10 minutes of Death Stranding gameplay, that led into like a little cutscene moment, like, I could fuck with that because it's
What, 10
gameplay.
minutes of a
Like,
dude walking? That still wouldn't have been anything special.
I mean, like, show us what the gameplay loop is. To me, that's all I give a fuck about. Is this a realistic looking gameplay loop that I could have fun playing? To me, that's all I want to see whenever I see an event, a gaming event. I want to see the gameplay loop of this game. Show me a vertical slice so I see the gameplay loop so I can establish if I like this game for the long period, for the long haul or not. That's all I care about. Other people, they like to see the cutscenes, they like to see the graphics. To me, that's all whining and dining bullshit. To me, all I want to know is the gameplay loop fun or not? Is it going to be fun or not to me? And I didn't get that at all because there was no gameplay. There was 20 seconds worth. And to some people, that's enough to fucking fight for Kojima. And if y'all really going to use 20 seconds worth of gameplay to justify Kojima being there for fucking half the fucking event, then you know what? I ain't really got nothing to say to you. It's whatever. I think it's ridiculous.
Kojima is the Starbucks writers Shinji Mikami. That's what he is. The people that go to Starbucks and write in public so the motherfuckers can see that they're such high class artists. That is, he's that for Shinji Mikami is what it is. Like, let's be real. Let's call it what it is. One actually gives a fuck about games. One just cares about looking like he's lording greatness over you. Fuck Kojima.
Damn.
I'm
See,
done.
I don't even hate Kojima like that. It's just, but I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm just sick of his. I don't know if it's necessarily him. I don't know if it's him being used and he's just taking advantage of the time that he's allotted. I don't know what it is. I'm just sick of him pulling up with an old fucking gameplay and just.
I just think
shit.
it's. I just think it's cool. I think it's cool to see it sneak in Fortnite.
Yeah, that's more interesting to me than Kojima right now. But Sonic game,
Smash
you want to
Bros.
talk
did it
about
first.
that, or are we done with this PlayStation bit? Let me know.
Yeah, the whole time I was watching it in your chat room, I was like, "Please, Nintendo, hurry!" Please, Nintendo, fucking hurry.
Yo, you're
Please.
lying, dog. I'm not gonna
Please,
lie. I feel like
Nintendo,
Nintendo are the
hurry.
only ones that could fucking save us as a major fucking publisher right now.
Come on. Please hurry the fuck up.
No, you're not lying.
Yeah. Sonic, you know, it's a remake of Sonic Generations, but adding some shadow levels. I'm a Sonic fanboy. I'm stoked, but also Sega has just like literally bent us gamers over and fucked us with some of their recent shit. So now they may have very well lost me as a customer. I was stoked for Crazy Taxi remake. I was stoked for Jet Set Radio. Now I don't even know if I'm gonna buy them just to send a message to Sega. Like, you know what? Fuck them. So do I want Sonic Generations, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations? Absolutely, but Sega may have burned that bridge. Might hit the high seas or some shit. I don't know.
You know what? Might as well go into the next segment. Me and the
next
Japanese
segment?
publishers, man. Yeah, Japanese publishers apparently embracing censorship. In regards to activist localizers trying to fuck up games. Our avenue out of Western entertainment to better shit. That's the problem, man. Yo, these fucking localizers are like cancer to entertainment.
Sitting Godzilla. Here we go. Sitting Godzilla.
Oh my god. So guys, basically a few publishers, there was an interview done, was it Japan Times?
It was the Japan Times, which is the oldest English-speaking news outlet in Japan. So, because a lot of people are all like, "Oh, this isn't a real article or whatnot. It's in English." Like, yeah, it's Japan. Believe it or not, has English articles. Like, this is a Japanese publication.
Yes.
Dude, my video on this by my channel standards blew the fuck up. Like,
yeah, no, that's
this was such a slap to the dick for all Japanese, connoisseurs of Japanese media. And then after this article came out, and Sega got destroyed, like one of the most bloodthirsty ratios I'd ever seen of a corporation on X. Sega came out doubling down on this to the point where they changed their customer to employee harassment policy. Sega couldn't take fucking tweets. These little bitches.
I agree. It's crazy how they really did fucking double down that way. I have to wonder, do they understand the dispute? Because it's like, it's one of those things
where, if
they
don't understand this dispute, then maybe they can pay someone to localize it for them so they do understand it.
This is the thing. And like, there were some people actually translating into Japanese in the replies. For the sake of trying to get them to understand it. So I hope maybe they read some of that, because like I don't know if they understand the issue, because what is being presented in regards to just how we view things, I don't know if they understand that we go to the East, we go to Japan to get away from the political propagandistic bullshit that we see here every fucking day in the West. Like, it is our avenue, it is our tunnel to getting away from the ridiculousness that we deal with over here in the West. We love diving into Japanese art, we love diving into Japanese entertainment. A lot of us in the West even love sushi. I'm starting to try and get into it myself, but we're obsessed with peeking into their culture because it's so interesting, because it's so real, because it's so different, especially from what we have over here in the West. And we don't want it censored. We want as accurate of localization as possible. Like, when they were describing how they just want to make sure that they don't offend people over here, it seems as though you guys are taking it too far, though, that you're willing to sacrifice the integrity of your art. And that's what we do not want. Like, the reason why we're here, we're entertaining your entertainment over our own, is because you guys are genuine, and because you guys are an avenue away from the bullshit, and you're saying we're gonna embrace the bullshit. That's why we're fucking pissed. Like, I it's so sad, because like we just want to be entertained, and now our one major avenue, our main avenue for that is being like now corrupted.
Well, and it goes a step beyond because they talk about how they're going to bow and kowtow to Western sensibilities without understanding, despite all metrics being able to easily be looked upon otherwise, that these are not Western sensibilities. These are fringe minority beliefs. Like it would be the same as if, if I was to be like, hey, you know what? And when the next thing I'm going to make, the next artistic creation I'm going to do, I'm going to make it full of tentacle porn. That way it sells in Japan. It's not like every Japanese person's into fucking tentacle porn. That's just, that's a stereotype. So the idea that like, oh, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the next Crazy Taxi or Sonic the Hedgehog or Shinobi or whatever is censored. That way the West can handle it. The West, not only do we not want that, but we are pleading with you not to do that. And then when you see that we're pleading, when you see with the massive ratio in your tweets that we are begging you, hey, we as the paying customer, the people that are giving you money, don't want this, rather than using that as a moment being like, oh, we were wrong, rather than being like, okay, we don't have to change anything. We're going to go ahead full steam ahead and give you the authentic Japanese property as is. Instead, they've said, no, you Westerners are wrong. We know what's better for you. Changing our culture is what's better for you. And now we are going to alter the way that we do games and the way that, not just games, alter the way that we do business because we want to do what you guys are asking by blatantly ignoring what you guys are asking and instead focus on these fringe fucktards.
Yeah.
It couldn't be any more obvious than every single fan. I literally went through these tweets for an hour. I did not see a single tweet agreeing with this, a single response, a single quote tweet agreeing with this mentality. If nearly 100% of the internet's united, first of all, what a fucking rarity that is. When you've got almost 100% of everyone on the internet saying you're wrong, maybe you're actually fucking wrong, and you could use this as a teachable moment and be like, you know what? We like money. We like your transition from dollar to yen. We'll listen to you, paying fucking customer.
Yeah. I wish it was that simple, but there's rumors that apparently BlackRock might be investing in Japan now. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it wouldn't surprise me at this point.
It is true. It's happening in small doses, but yes, BlackRock is gearing up for Japanese investments. And even if it's not BlackRock, because BlackRock is as well, but BlackRock, that's just one an investment firm. It is confirmed by Sega that they have been doing. They have gotten ESG payments. Capcom, Sega, and Bandai Namco have all taken ESG payments. So that's what makes it so blatantly obvious. The reason they don't care about what their fans want is they're already getting their money from a third party. They don't really need to listen to us to sustain themselves because they're getting ESG money otherwise. So not only is their artistic merit out the door, so are any of their other values and morals.
And it's scary to see that these companies, even from a culture of integrity, like and respect based as such as Japan is, even they cave to these investments, and it seems like, and it's really concerning. And right here on the screen, I got the executive producer for the Like a Dragon / Yakuza / Judgment developers, and here's something that he brought up. And do I believe that what he's saying is true? I don't know. Maybe he does believe this is the case, but the way that they were describing how they're going about, their localization seems like blatant censorship. And he's saying about localization, it seems like some of the story has been misrepresented, but localization does not change the original Japanese content. But in the Japan Times article, they were saying the opposite. So what is it there? And he says, I have them check to make sure there is no unintentional derogatory terms, discriminatory expressions, religious issues, etc., and then correct them with the original script. And like, I wish that he would give an example of this. Do I necessarily know if any of this is applicable for change or not? I can't really say, because there's no like blatant example that's presented in which he is went about this. He said, in other words, there is no difference between the Japanese version and the overseas version. That to me is not true, because there's been examples brought up by the community showing otherwise with these games that have been localized. He said the localizer is bad. I have received similar responses, but I have never been asked to change the content. Things like a character's name resembling a local derogatory term or a mark that closely resembles an actual organization. Also, Sega is in charge of localization, so we're friends. If you don't believe that, you can't make a game. I don't know what he means by that last part that he laughed at, but he goes on.
There's a translation error there because Japan has there's certain like sentence structures that they just straight up don't use. So that's the problem with this, is they're gonna have a lot of issues.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like I wish that there was better connotation, more example giving. Like my thing is, it's like I want to believe that everything's cool, but we don't. I have to wonder if we even understand each other in terms of us like um properly communicating like what we want versus what they're giving us. Like, I don't know Japanese. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I do. I wish that I did and make playing these games easier. I could just be like, if I understood Japanese, I'll just play it in Japanese and it'd be no problem. But I have to rely on proper localization in order to get the proper context and as close to you know the art as possible from Japan. But he said also the Japanese ethics checks are 100 times more strict. And I know that Japan is really strict, especially when it comes to like sex, I believe,
Yeah,
in some ways.
they don't, nudity is not like a, they don't show
Yes.
the genitalia of man and female in media
Yeah.
in general. So they're real particular about that.
Yeah, I know that they are stricter in some ways, but in some ways not. And he said in the first place, the original was rewritten due to foreign influence. Even if you say that, we ourselves change while being influenced by various things, so we are not conscious of any changes. And like that to me, while like I said, this is, translated by Google, so here who knows how accurate this translation is. That just sounds like, well, I'm just blurring the lines to justify my position. That's what it sounds like to me. He says, in addition, finally, at RGG Studio in Japan, there are planners and designers whose native language are English and Chinese, and they also conduct play checks in those languages. So if there's any strange changes, they'll notice them right away. It shouldn't have turned out to be that strange. Anyway, I have faith in my friends at Sega. He said, "Oh, I forgot to mention about the skirt length mentioned in the article." He said, staff is saying, isn't it short? And he said, me, well, that's true. It's raw. I mean, it looks cold and it's not current style. So I guess I'll change it as a normal exchange. I asked MV to supervise the costumes. It is normal to receive and consider suggestions from team members. And I mean, I guess that, I understand that sentiment.
But how much of it is, how much of this is stuff he truly believes, and how much of it is corporate speak?
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't know how to perceive this, but I do want to voice, a major player at Sega in terms of RGG, because they're one of the major developers, at Sega. He said, one more shot since it's lunch break, as I talk about it in conversation with Akio Osaka during the Restar longtime broadcast. The school bags of children in Morning Glory are now uniformly colored black. He's talking about. He's talking about. Is he talking about fucking Persona? No. But we will continue to embrace change. I don't. To me, this sounds.
Continuing to embrace change. I don't think he understands that is a bullshit mentality, because these games are escapism. We don't want change. All these guys need to do, it should be that simple, is take a look at what's happening in the West, see the fact that we have laid off, I believe, over 10,000 individuals in the game industry in just the last 4 months, and be like, well, they're embracing change. And it's not going well for their bottom fucking line. maybe gamers don't want change. Like when we say we want change, okay, yeah, maybe we want like graphical updates. We want better software that runs along with our better hardware. We want sequels to games we enjoy with maybe some quality of life changes. That's the kind of change we're talking about. We're not saying, hey, the world is changing, so make the games, because the world changing, change is not inherently good. Change is just a state of being different from the way something was prior. Things can change for the worse. Things are actively changing for the worse. I believe things are objectively changing for the worse, because if they were not objectively changing for the worse, why would we see the Western video game industry literally crashing in real time? In what world would the East take a look at that and say, yeah, let's emulate that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's as though, and like I said, don't know how accurate the translation is, but it seems as though he's trying to argue that whatever changes they are making are natural. And if that was the case, why is there so much pushback against it? Like, it isn't natural, because then it would just go over like reasonably well, and you wouldn't have to explain yourself. The Japan Times wouldn't write an article about it. There wouldn't be a need to do that.
Well, I've got 3 buddies who are living in Japan. I've been talking to them about this, and the consensus is one of 2 things. They're kind of at odds with each other. One of them is saying this stuff it's only happening in small doses. This is it's being blown out of proportion. It's not really happening. And the other 2 are saying that most Japanese people are actively also fighting against this in Japan. So I'm wondering, which is it? Because in America, it also started in small doses, and look at where we're at now. You know, Gamergate was a very small, niche, isolated thing, and now here we are a decade later, and entire people have live streams and channels based around this, because it's gotten to be such a widespread issue that the mainstream knows about it. So even if it is something small, okay, that's good, but nip it in the bud, attack it as is. And then again, the others are saying Japan's fighting against this. Well, the Japanese citizens need to continue to do so. Hopefully they're being just as active as we are on our social media, so that they can force these corporations to listen to them. But if you're a multinational company, like, I'm gonna be real, ignore the people that aren't of your own ignore the Americans, basically. Like ignore the Americans that are advocating for a change to your culture. You know, if you want to say, hey, give credence to the people that love your culture, you know what, that's fair enough. I can respect that. But you should be looking at your own culture and your own citizens first, and not the global audience. You should be making games for your own people. If I make a movie and people in Zimbabwe don't fucking like it and want me to change shit, get fucked. I'm not making my movie for goddamn Zimbabwe. If you guys want to pay to see it, that's awesome, but I'm not making it for you.
Yeah, you don't have to go see it. I'm not being forced to. Real quick, shout out to my boy Mitty. Appreciate you for the 3. Says, we need a great reset in the gaming industry. And I agree. I feel as though like things are caving in. The walls are caving in.
What he should have said is, we need a reset era.
But it's one of those things where the market is dictating that there is a collapse in progress. It's just that, you know, it hasn't, while the walls are caving, the ceiling hasn't quite yet, but it's getting there to that point. And
But this should be a teachable moment to everybody that's been claiming, oh, Japan is the last bastion of free speech. Japan hasn't gone woke. Look at video games and anime. This should be your guys' wake-up call to stop saying that bullshit, to stop being like, well, hey, let's go support Japanese. No, they are now doing the same thing the West has been doing. So not only do you have to be picky and choosy about the Western projects that you put your money towards, but the Eastern as well. We can no longer just assume because it's Japanese, it's going to be awesome. And because it's Japanese, it's going to be free of identity politics. That is objectively no longer the case. That's an unfortunate reality as someone that is a slut for Japanese shit.
I feel you. Oz, what were you going to say?
We need to make video games great again.
Oh my God, here we go. But I mean, I feel like, you know, when it comes to gaming, when it comes to AAA, it's like, it's trap. But like AA, I can find a good amount of stuff that I find interesting. But this is definitely a blow to the, like, this is a kick to the twat for sure. Like this is a wake up call, but this is like, oh God, like shit is gonna continue to get worse before it gets better. And I don't know what it is. I guess, man, just integrity across the board is just down the shitter, but Man, I just want to play my games and not have to worry about bullshit. Like, why is it so fucking hard? Like, it has to be this complicated conversation. Like, this shouldn't be difficult. Like, in Japan, y'all motherfuckers are literally saying, yeah, overseas accounts for 70% of our sales. Okay, why did that happen? Oh, because we're not being like the West. Why the fuck all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we're gonna be like the West? Like, don't y'all use common sense? Like, what the fuck y'all thinking? If Japanese entertainment suddenly becomes like everything else, yeah, we're just gonna be like, well, fuck it, we'll go somewhere else. We'll go to South Korea now because they still seem to be doing their thing and not giving a fuck. Like the Stellar Blade devs. Like they clap these fucking feminists real the fuck quick for going against their game and their artistic idea for Stellar Blade. Like they will just go to them. And guess what? There'll be more outlier if Stellar Blade is a success and doesn't bomb. People will notice that, and that will inspire more individuals to be like, we're going to give authentic, not politically correct video game takes. And guess what? Those may blow up too. Like there will, I feel like while it may move to different areas of entertainment, there will still be that because people will be inspired to be like, well, we're not going to do what everyone else does because that seems to be what blows up. If that's the case, we shall see with Stellar Blade.
Well, will this infect Nintendo too?
Thus far, Nintendo is one of the companies that is staunchly, at least again, so far, been against this stuff. Nintendo has stood their ground and said no. I hope they continue to do that. They've been doing that for 200 years. So
the only time Nintendo has fallen short, once again, like with every other scenario, every other issue in gaming, is with Pokemon. But they only own like 30% of Pokemon. So,
well, not only that, when it comes to the Pokemon stuff, that didn't really have to do with like cultural issues. That was them. That was their archaic business practices. But in terms of like,
yo, son, there was way too many Abbyzillas in the most recent Pokemon for me to not say something's up here. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about in the most recent game or in the anime or anything?
Yes, in the most recent game. What is it? Pokemon Scarlet Violet? Yes. If you go look up like fucking buff chicks in Scarlet Violet that look like.
Oh yeah, but I was A-okay with that. No. That, I would not say that's some Western woke shit. Japan also loves themselves some fucking muscle mommies. Like watch any anime. Japan loves their muscle mommies. I'm gonna be real.
They do.
I don't know, bro. It's one of those things where it's Pokemon and haven't seen this before, and now all of a sudden, since Abbyzilla, we're seeing Abbyzillas in Pokemon. I mean, I could be overlooking the situation. That's completely possible. But I feel like there's a connect the dots scenario here too, you know?
Right. Nintendo is thus far. I think that a good example of this is we saw this with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It was when they straight up said, you do this our way. When they had to put the kibosh on Illumination, going super for modern audiences with it, Japan reeled them back in. Nintendo reeled them back in. It's like, no, we're not playing this game. People want to throw the fit about Nintendo being as protective of their IPs as they are, to the point where they do dumb shit like copyright strike you just for reviewing their video games. Like, yeah, I agree that's too far. But you know what? I'm getting to the point where that's what it takes for these IPs to be maintained and to be secured and taken care of and not be infected by the West, then you know what? Fuck it. Go for it. Like Nintendo, be as ruthless as you have to if it maintains the integrity of your games and movies and other intellectual property, because other companies in Japan have been holding on a bit too loosely, and now we're seeing, I mean, again, Capcom was the biggest offender of this in the mainstream, in my opinion, most recently. We've all been seeing Capcom start to slip down that role of taking too much Western advice, them and Square Enix. And every time Capcom did something good, we were like, yeah, awesome. And they slipped right back into their old role. And now Sega and Bandai Namco are jumping on that train. Dude, who do we have left from Japan besides Nintendo? And I'm not even saying this is a Nintendo fanboy, but when Square Enix, Capcom, Sega, and Bandai Namco are doing this, who is left?
Yeah, Nintendo is that last bastion. Like I said, they haven't caved, other than from what I'm seeing a little bit with Pokemon. That could not. It maybe turns out, oh, that's just that one game. It's just that one thing. And Mitty here says there is muscle mommies and then there's Abby. That's facts too, man. Like that could be the case. Maybe the next game will tell all. But like I said, they only own 30% of Pokemon company, so I can't even necessarily say Nintendo. Nintendo is caved just because of that. No, I'm just saying I noticed something. Could be nothing. Could be something. We'll see. But I guess hell, we might as well talk about the last topic at hand, and that is Palworld, because this has to do with Nintendo. But do you think Nintendo's coming? I mean, do you think Pokemon Company specifically is coming for that Palworld money?
Yeah.
If they do, I think they'll fail. And be real. Well, if anyone has a lawsuit, it is Nintendo, because you can make the argument like oh, they stole from Pokemon inspiration versus copyright. There are straight up stolen assets from Legend of Zelda in Palworld. I've noticed stolen assets from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. So Nintendo actually does have grounds for a lawsuit there.
The audio, some audio cues. I'm like, that isn't that a Breath of the Wild? Because it's been a minute since I played Breath of the Wild, but I have played Breath of the Wild, and some of the sound cues in the game sound like they were directly ripped out of Breath of the Wild.
The PNG for milk, for example, the PNG for the consumable item of milk is a straight up Legend of Zelda asset. It is the Lon milk from Legend of Zelda. It is actually that is a straight stolen asset. I don't think they've got grounds to stand on as far as like the copyright for the pals and whatnot, because this game has been in development for 3 years. We've had commercials for it for like a year and a half. And we know how litigious Nintendo is. Nintendo sues American streamers. You'd think they wouldn't sue another Japanese company that operates just a few miles from them while the game was in development. If they had done something, they could have done something, they would have already.
No, I agree with that. I really don't think they're gonna be able to do much, but there is room for question here. But copyright law is a little. I think they realized that these motherfuckers got a lot of money now. Maybe they regret not crushing them before the game went live. Maybe that could be the case, but I think at this point it's easy to crush a small creator like that one person, as opposed to fucking around and fighting another company that now has came into a massive amount of money.
Especially when you've got at that point the public eye gets involved, and like it's so many people are loving Palworld. There's also like, you know what? Even if Palworld did rip them off, you're gonna look like the bad guy. You're gonna look like the big bad industry boogeyman going after the little underdog, and that's some bad press that nobody wants. Nintendo's about to have a new console launching. They've got their Zelda movie coming out. They're still putting out games on the Switch. This sort of scrutiny could affect their bottom line. It might be better for them just to sit back and you know what? They fucked us. They ripped us off, but it's not a fight that's worth it for the longevity. Because let's be real, Nintendo's going to be around for years upon years to come. We don't know what the future of the Palworld, Pocket Pair, whatever that company's name is. This could be a one-off. After it's early access, the game's probably not going to be done for another year or 2 years. We'll see how it sells then. It could devolve into absolute nothing, and Nintendo's still going to be king of the hill.
Yeah, that's facts.
Is there a way? I mean, is there in a way that they could possibly? Nintendo could like team up with another game to compete with this game.
But do they have to though? I don't think so.
I mean, just to stop.
Most expectations, you shut your mouth.
Because I think I you're all gonna hate me for this, but fuck it. I think if they do try to compete with this game, I think their best bet is to finally do a deal with Fortnite.
What?
And bring.
How does making
in the show? We're done. We're going to bed.
Do you know what the biggest IP? Hold on, Oz. Do you know what the biggest IP in the world is? Out of curiosity,
Nintendo. It's a Pokemon.
So why the fuck would Pokemon need to team up to compare to Power?
Hear me out. If they wanted to.
But why would they have to?
Why would they have to? Because they're
getting why would an industry leader? Why would an industry leader change their game plan?
This one off Pokemon game is crushing the last few Pokemon games that came out. It's making it look sad.
All right, so we don't even know if Palworld will in any way affect Pokemon's next sales. Like, we don't know. Like, just because this game has sold gangbusters and made an insane amount of money doesn't necessarily mean that the next Pokemon game isn't going to sell 20 million copies.
That's true.
You know, like Scarlet Violet is a piece of dog shit, and it sold like 20 million copies. You know, it's sad that that's the case. I didn't personally buy it because I understand that at this point, like, Pokemon is not good. The state that it's in, or at least not acceptable to me. But there's still a lot of people that don't give a fuck how bad it gets. They will still buy it, and they do.
Like Oz. Palworld has sold 19 million copies, and you know what? That's really good for an indie early access game.
Yeah.
Pokemon is worth 97 billion alone. Not Nintendo, not all their IPs. Pokemon alone is worth 97 billion. They do not have to worry about Palworld.
Then maybe they're not worried about it. And there you go. They're not worried about it.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people are bringing up the probability that they were getting such influx of like emails or like, you know, people basically telling on Palworld to them that their statement may have been simply, we acknowledge that this exists, stop telling us about it because you're fucking up everything that we got going on in terms of like our access to contact if you're trying to contact us.
Or do you think that they could like, okay, bring this game to the Switch too? Maybe we could like have some of our content come to Palworld. Say fuck it. Cut them a deal.
Why would they need to do that though? Palworld's not gonna. Palworld is coming. Palworld is what we call new money now. Oz. They're not gonna. They've done this on their own. They're not gonna fucking cave to anything.
But wouldn't that save them money in the long run?
They have money they never thought they were going to get.
Money. It's about sending a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never thought they were going to have this type of money to begin with. You know, I mean, I would fucking plant my seed and keep it fucking moving.
Plus, it would make the Pokemon community like happy. Like for once, okay, this is actually a good Pokemon game, and we can get behind it too.
No.
The Pokemon, look, the one thing that'll no doubt make Pokemon fanboys happy is just simply by releasing a new piece of shit Pokemon game. They don't even care. Like at this point, I just think they're mentally retarded, and I've accepted that. Yeah, I might not be interested in Pokemon anymore because of how stupid it is in its current state. But all Nintendo has to do is release a new Pokemon game. It could be dog shit. It could be broken as fuck. It can run at 10 frames. They don't fucking care. And that's why I'm over it. Like mentally, I'm checked out. That's just what it is.
Now, to be fair though, we're talking about Pokemon just as a game. However, they've got a new live action series that's coming out. It looks awesome. The TCG still killing it. The spin-off games have been great. Multiple new anime are coming out that are all doing really well. So yeah, the Pokemon games have sucked, and that's unfortunate, but the mainline Pokemon games have sucked, and that's unfortunate. But you know what? That's why Palworld's amazing, because Palworld is about to kick the free market into gear. Nintendo will finally have to realize, hey, for the first time, it's probably since Digimon,
competition.
We have actual competition. Yeah, exactly, Oz. So now it's time to step that game up. And as someone that's been upset with Pokemon for the better part of half a decade, I am stoked that Palworld could be the reason Pokemon gets good again.
I hope. So that's what I'm hoping, but I'm not betting on it. But we can hope.
I mean, this could potentially make them have to make a more like adult-oriented Pokemon game, because Palworld is more adult. It's got some really dark fucking undertones, like major being hell.
Not like Nintendo hasn't done it before. We had Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness back on the GameCube, and people loved it. And we've not gotten a return to that since. Like there's just like the movie, just market for us.
That was what I was hoping with the Switch Pokemon, and how they were saying like, you know, there's big things to come, like the assumption that we're moving from
it sounded cool
3DS, like a handheld, to like a handheld hybrid that with more power to work with. I was under the assumption we were going to get some amazing things that were reminiscent of like a Pokemon Coliseum, but here we fucking are.
The movie, I mean, how the movie was very dark. I mean, how the fucking Pokemon were doing drugs and shit. They were getting high off shit.
Talking about that live action?
Yeah.
And the Pokemon
doing
manga is
fucking
dark
dark.
as fuck too. Pokemon
Yeah.
die, trainers get killed by
So
other
why-
Pokemon. Like the
what-
manga is dark as shit too. Like
I'm-
Nintendo's, they're only afraid to be dark in their. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily need to be dark. Like I think we're using that incorrectly
I
because
mean, that dark, I mean, more
like Pokemon.
adult oriented. Let's say that.
Yeah, adult oriented because like Pokemon is the largest IP in the world. Like we previously mentioned, that means you've got literal. There's about 3 generations of Pokemon fans in the world right now. You cannot keep making stuff that only caters to kids. The majority of your actual fan base at this point are adults. So you have to put something out that appeals to a more grown to a more grown player base, because that is where the most of your money is. For example, like don't get me wrong, Pokemon's always gonna be kid friendly. Yeah, definitely keep making stuff for kids. But if you want to continue to succeed in the market, again, they're not. They're too comfortable because they're the biggest IP in the world. Because they're worth $97 billion. There is no incentive for them to try. And this, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping this is what makes them. Because the new Pokemon live action show coming out I think is going to be a game changer. The new Pokemon live action show isn't going to be like Detective Pikachu. The story to the show is about this girl who used to play Pokemon on her Game Boy as a kid. She grew out of Pokemon. She gets this office job, and it's really fucking stressful. And she's losing losing it. She's wondering if she's gonna make it in the big city. This is a Japanese show, by the way. And her mom sends her a box of her childhood stuff, and in that box childhood stuff is her old Pokemon Yellow game. And she starts playing it as an adult and starts taking the lessons from that video game and applying it to her new adult life, relationships, her job. And it sounds like an amazing idea for a show. That's adult oriented. It's going to be an adult oriented drama focusing around Pokemon recapturing her childhood. I love that idea. Give us something like this in the game sphere, something for us old fans.
Yeah, and what I want, besides them stop making Pokemon games for the lowest common denominator, is to make a game that runs well. That it doesn't run at 10 fucking frames and looks disgusting. That to me would be a big plus right there. But yeah, making games which with every iteration having an even longer introduction, fucking having to play the game for 3 hours to get through the tutorial, that just became so obnoxious every time. So yeah, stop doing that, at least so insanely, so annoyingly.
Because like for me, I really don't like Pokemon at all. It's not really my thing. It never really was my thing. But like Palworld, I was kind of interested in Pokemon with guns. It's okay. It's really not a game for me.
To be honest, it's more than that, but it also still needs work.
It's a lot of work.
It's honestly, it's not even super Pokemon-esque, besides the fact that there are pals in it that remind us of the whole Pokemon aesthetic. It is a survival game. It does have a lot of Breath of the Wild vibes to it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different things, but it also still is an early access game, and in a lot of ways it does feel like an early access game. It just has a really fun gameplay loop, which has and we could play with our friends. So the gameplay loop is fun. We could have a server and play together. All that shit is cool, and that's what makes it super fun for us. But
that's how I play it. I on my the friends I play with, is that I'm the gatherer. I go out and I gather shit because I fucking can't build for shit. I can't. Just fuck this shit. I hate Minecraft.
Funny because it's stupid easy to do.
I can't do it. Nah. I'd rather go out and capture shit and fucking and then bring it back. That's what I like to do. But it's fun. I get it.
And it's cool that everyone can have their little job and do their thing, or and it is a game that's really easy to jump into without giving you a fucking an obnoxious tutorial that really holds the fuck out of your hand for 10 fucking hours. It doesn't do any of that. I think that ideally Pokemon could take a lot of cool things from this and make a better game, hopefully.
What I personally don't like, I think it's a little too slow paced. It's a little too slow paced. I wish I had a little bit more action in it.
No, I get you with that. I wish we got guns faster. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, overall, I've honestly really enjoyed Palworld for what it is. I hope that I hope Nintendo doesn't seek to destroy, or Pokemon company doesn't seek to destroy, because I hope that this makes you better. Like that's what needs to happen
Yeah.
because you guys have been complacent. You guys should work a little harder. You guys
Yeah.
should seek the help that you need to make a more acceptable game. Because
just-
you ask for a lot of money for games that are
Because
arguably some of the worst for their price
this,
point.
I mean, like, I'm an old gamer now. I'm a really old gamer now. So this is like the first one that
Ancient.
like, yeah, I'm 40. Fuck it. And this is like the first like monster like
Creature catching
gatherer.
game, yeah.
I ever played. So I'm just like people. The friends I'm playing with. Oh, like they're naming off all these fucking Pokemon. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I mean,
I don't even know all the Pokemon names. People keep sounding off names, and I'm like, I don't know what that Pokemon is. There's so many of them now.
I have a nephew. Thank God. I think I have a nephew who's a fucking Pokemon super nerd who knows like every one of them by alphabetical order. Okay, so I'm fucking texting him like, what the fuck is this Pokemon? The fuck is
and honestly, Palworld, like you guys are coming into money. I know that it takes like a month for them to be able to cash out all the money that they made from Steam. Change whatever assets you need to change. Clean up whatever nonsense might be there that makes you liable. Whatever, man. Do what you need to do to cover your own ass. Because you definitely need to, because Nintendo ninjas are on that ass. And they do not fuck around, bro. They really are they ain't the ones to fuck with, man. They play
what I really think is too is that they do have a roadmap, but they're kind of like if you like read the interview of like their PvP or the multiplayer they're gonna have, the arenas, they're kind of not they're not super like confident in it right now. They're kind of like hesitant themselves that's even gonna come out, but they know that they're working on it. Like they're trying their best.
Well, they have a roadmap, and the roadmap is good because they know what the issues are and they know the things that people want, which is good. Like you're showing that you understand what your player base wants.
Yeah.
And that's a great positive right there. They're coming into the money to hopefully be able to get that stuff out even faster, I would hope. We'll see, but
and that these updates that they're doing, the updates that they're all of this shit they said it's free. I mean, for the most part, all these content updates, they're all pretty much free, and that's nice for a $30 game. Like in today's market, how I think $70. Like, oh, this is $30,
and it's an early access game, and it does more than games that are double its price point, dude.
Yeah,
so.
and these characters, I mean, these monsters got personality. I think it's cool how like you can go to your base and give them chores to do, and they'll do it, and they'll get lazy sometimes. And they'll say fuck you, they do their own shit. It's funny,
yeah.
Because like I watched one to say fuck it and just flop over and start sleeping. I left my ass off.
Yeah,
that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see this company be successful, and hopefully they will continue to show integrity. They've come into a lot of money, so who knows what's going to happen from here on out. But so far, like it's been a great game that is this little hole in the wall game that's so much fun and everyone's been able to enjoy, and it's become this huge sensation. Hopefully this wakes Nintendo and Pokemon Company up in positive ways. Hopefully this is just a good thing for the industry, because it should be. I feel like this is a huge wake-up call. Like I think in many ways, in ways that we aren't even thinking of. Like, for example, you don't need to put $300 million into a production of a video game in order to make a good video game. Matter of fact, that seems to burn you more than anything else. This game was made for like $8 million, and it's nice. This huge sensation.
The biggest thing for me, it's nice to see finally Xbox as a fucking game, a game that's theirs.
Yeah,
this is theirs.
Well, it's not Xbox's. It is just it's a game that they got on Game Pass. It's not.
Yeah, you're starting to sound like the ponies that were like, "Oh, Baldur's Gate, that's a Sony game." Like now it was on PlayStation. Like,
I bet you they're probably thinking we might want to fucking sweep this shit up.
I don't know, because it's like it's hard to say. I mean, maybe, but I don't think they want, because with the fact that they become an overnight sensation. Their stock value has went up immensely. Now, if Xbox had tamed them before they became new money, then that would be something like they could have probably worked out a really good deal, but they didn't know that they were going to become like the biggest, huge sensation.
Yes.
Now, with Palworld being what it is, they're not going to be bought for cheap. They're
Yeah.
worth a lot more than they were
Oh, yeah.
just a month ago.
Yep.
But like night and day difference. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want them to be bought. I want them to.
You mean sun and moon difference?
Oh, God. Yes. But
That's a
I don't-
Pokemon joke for those of you uninitiated.
I don't want them to be bought because I feel like everything will just be samey if like PlayStation and Xbox just buy every fucking thing. Like everything will start to feel the
Right.
same.
Yeah.
So
Unless
They
you're
got their own-
Nintendo, I don't care about you as a first-party developer. All my interest is in third
Yeah.
parties, 9 times out of
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
and that's saying a lot. That is pretty wild. But I feel the same way. It's one of those things where I used to feel otherwise, but
Yeah.
now here we are.
Yeah. Nintendo's the first party king. It's just plain and simple. They are.
Yeah. But any final thoughts on Palworld?
I just wish him all the success. That being
Yeah.
said, yeah, clean up the stolen assets, because even if the Pokemon ones aren't stolen, the Zelda ones could get your ass in trouble. So
Yeah.
it can't be that hard to program a fucking bottle of milk. You got this.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
in you.
Yeah.
Damn. No, I feel you. But yeah, bro, like it's been a good discussion. We had some dope ass topics. Leon, thank you so much for pulling up, man. It was really fun talking with you as always.
Yeah, love to do it. I've missed our conversations. You've been so busy as of late, understandably so. That I was like, I'm missing out on my OG YouTube homie, my YouTube bestie, and now it's like good old times again. I love it.
Oh,
yeah, man.
look at this.
Yeah, but yo, let the peoples know who you are, what you got going on, and post your YouTube and your Twitter.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for those of you that are in the chat that have no idea who I am. I you got a lot of it today. I'm super opinionated with great hair, so you can come on over to my channel, Words of Paradise, where I do new videos almost every single day. Every now and again, take a day or two off. And new videos almost every day. I cover pop culture through a political lens. But sometimes I get more political. Sometimes it's just about the culture itself. A nice little twist at times. So my most recent video was about how Sega has doubled down. If you thought that, you know what, we didn't talk about Sega enough today, go check out my video, because I break down the new terms of the terms of harassment policy that they put in place to keep gamers like you on your toes. They might take legal action against you for criticizing them on X, because they're such a big, bad, scary company. So yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, whether it be about anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, check out Words of Paradise. And I run a live show every Monday at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, where we do more of the same, but yeah, with just as little filter, probably even less of a filter than Cass has. So also check out my most recent Twitter post. I bet you guys will enjoy it. It's me in blackface saying Happy Black History Month.
Oh,
I'm not really in blackface
You
per
know
se.
what?
Somebody made an AI back when Saturday Night Hypnosis, I was first on there.
Yes.
Someone did an
Right.
AI generated version of me if I was black. I just thought it was so funny, so I saved the image.
Yes, he
I'll have to
technically,
watch that.
while it is sus, he didn't technically consent to this. It
Yeah, I didn't
happened to me as well,
Amazing.
and I didn't
Oh yeah, they
consent
did
to
make
it.
black tattoo, didn't they?
They did. It's like I was like, what the fuck?
They did?
Uh,
I have to watch both of
yes.
these videos now.
They aren't videos. They're just like they screen capped a video of me talking, like one of my usual videos, and
Yeah.
I don't know. They went to some AI thing. They're like, yeah, make this person black, and then they posted it.
Dude, the one they did to me, I loved it, because like I the Sonic the Hedgehog, I used to have a Sonic the Hedgehog pop vinyl behind me. They replaced it with a Kanye West pop vinyl. They took the Billy Idol record behind me and they made Billy Idol black. Like they made the entire. It was super
Wow.
well done, honestly. Like they put the work in. I gotta give them credit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just all about there being spicy and trying to get people to realize it's just words. Culture matters, and the more we let weak people infect culture, the less culture we're gonna have. So don't mince
Thanks.
words. Just go out there and kill it.
I completely agree, man. And guys, if you haven't, definitely check out Leon. I posted his YouTube, his Twitter. He's good peoples. Yo, TJ, got anything you want to tell the peoples?
Nah, it's time for bed. I heard enough Pokemon talk. I'm good for the night.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this. No, I appreciate you pulling up, TJ,
hear
as
you.
always. Eyes, got anything to say to the peoples?
Go to fuck to sleep.
Actually, I will say this. This Mario vs. Donkey Kong demo was cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Okay.
it's cool.
Okay, that's interesting for sure. Man, man, it's gonna be an interesting year for Nintendo. I'm hoping to see a official Switch 2 announcement. We'll see, but that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, guys, everyone in the chat, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. It was really fun. Um, I was reading y'all's comments. I couldn't really post any of them because StreamYard is acting retarded. So my apologies for that. But I do appreciate all y'all have been here, hanging out with us, spending time. If you haven't hit the like button, it really helps me out. We almost hit 50, so if y'all some stragglers still hanging on and didn't hit the like button, appreciate it if you did. Thank you so much, Black Cobra, Black Metal
We about to
Gamer,
go,
Disney
we'll
Sheep
hit that
Herder.
like button from all my alt accounts real quick.
Oh my god. Appreciate you. Mitty, thank you so much. Justin, thank you guys so much for the super chats. Totally didn't have to. Means a lot. If you have it, I got a merch shop. If you want to check that out, it's in the description below.
Buy a fucking t-shirt.
Stay tuned for next thing I got going on. I will be playing Persona. All right. I might
Boom,
stream
you're
it.
at
I
50
don't know.
likes now, Cass.
Hey, yes, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I got 51. So hey, man, thank y'all so much in the chat for everything. Lou Flame, Philip, Drury, appreciate you pulling up, fam. Lowest expectations, always good to see you, dog. Huey, Drew, understanding. Obviously, Words Paradise being in the chat, appreciate that. Midi, Dante, appreciate you always. Fucking man, that's a mod that. Shout out to Dante for being a dope ass mod. I appreciate you, bro. Neozoic
He
was
changed
here.
his name in your Discord for a bit to Dante Arrakis after I screwed up his name. That was so great. Dante, you're the man. I love talking to you, bud.
Oh yeah. Reaper, appreciate you. Don, appreciate you. Anarchy, always good to see you, fam. If I missed anyone, totally not intentional. I saw Vanya here. Doomslayer. Yeah, all the homies pull up. I see the usual suspects. I appreciate y'all. But yes, guys, this is episode 38 of the 2REAL4FEELS podcast, where we don't give a fuck about your feelings. And with all that being said, we are out. Peace.